Here we go.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Right on.
Let's start this the right way with a toast. Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
To Futbol.
So much for local beer. I guess we're drinking Miller Lite.
Miller Lights, man.
My name's Alan Langston.
You didn't hear that, did you? Because he's whispering, and I'm the winner of the new EPL Tottenham Hotspur, Dave Raider.
He got a trophy today. They won a preseason match. I'm Trent Miller. We are OKC Soccer Bash. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook. Check us out for events coming up soon. Thanks to the Moss Futbol Podcast.
Yo, welcome back to the Moss Futbol Podcast, the #1 soccer podcast in Oklahoma City.
Let's go.
I am your host, Ricardo Ulloa, and today we're doing something a little bit different. As you guys can see, we are somewhere special. We are in the mecca of soccer pubs in Oklahoma City, the one and only Skinny Slims. It's going to be a special one today. I have a few guests with me today, but first let me thank the sponsor, Skinny Slims, for allowing us to record here at their pub. If you guys are looking for somewhere to watch some soccer, want that good vibe, beers, people, EPL, you definitely have to come to Skinny Slims. It's the #1 bar here in Oklahoma City for that soccer stuff. You can find your community here. There's an EPL page somewhere out there on Facebook created by someone, so you can always find a friend that supports your team, whether you're a Tottenham fan, an Everton fan. Times are rough. We have to lean on people in these times. But I do have some guests with me today. These guys here, originally, the reason for this is for the OKC Bash. I'm going to have each one of them introduce themselves, but welcome on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Good to be here again.
Right. We have 3 guests here, and I guess we can go from here to that way, but introduce yourselves, guys. Tell me who you are and what you guys do.
Right on. My name is Trent Miller. We are OKC Soccer Bash. This is a local fundraiser, pretty much just created by ordinary guys here at the pub. Yeah.
So who do we have? Trent
Miller.
Dave Raider, degenerate Tottenham fan. That's it.
True.
Alan Langston, typical Man United fan.
Typical Man United fan. Well, let me start off by saying thank you guys for coming on and making this happen here at Skinny Slims. This is great. This is the first time I've actually had a couple beers on the podcast, so if this gets a little slippery,
let's do it.
We're used to it.
Thank you to the sponsors.
Dave likes it slippery, so this will work out well.
Oh, well, let's just slide right into the podcast then, guys. You guys started this OKC Bash, and the first time I had ran into this, I think it was on Twitter, but what really stood out to me was the mission and the goal to it. So you guys host events that are really fundraisers that go towards programs that need it. And, I mean, money makes the world go round, but what you guys are able to provide to these programs are equipment, XYZ, all of that. But tell me who started this idea and where this came from.
I guess I would be the guy who
You started
it.
Yep.
I knew I had a good backing of guys if I would start something like that. I got the idea from, actually, if you've seen Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix.
Such a great series.
Those poor bastards.
They deserve it.
Some would say that.
They keep losing, there'll be another series.
Right, right.
It's great.
Continuous, yeah. Well, I was watching that Netflix series, and they had like this little holiday party, and it ended up being fundraiser theme, like towards a local community. And I was like, it's a pretty good idea. I was like, I know a place I frequent often that we all gather together and watch Premier League or watch World Cup games. And I'm like, we've done some fundraisers here before in the past. And I was like, well, that's something we could easily put together, Soccer is a real tight-knit community. Like, it's really localized if you think about it.
Yeah.
And I knew we had a big soccer community here in Oklahoma City, just from growing up here in the past. And I was like, we could do something like that here pretty easily. And luckily, I knew we had a pretty decent partner in a soccer bar with Skinny Slims. So I was like, we can all come together and, host a couple events each year and, come together, build support. Oh, hey there. And fundraise for some soccer communities that, might need a little extra help. So that's pretty much how the idea came. And, you know, I had a couple guys who I knew I could count on, and it's kind of how it blossomed. So we're just kind of running with it from here on out. So.
And it's the first time anyone's ever told me they could count on me.
Right? How's that feel?
It's working out, actually. We're super informal with everything. So,
as you can see.
But again, as a community, and we congregate here every weekend, and it continues to grow. And it's like, well, are we going to do something more than that? And there's so many opportunities to help people, and so it's,
I don't know about you, but
just growing.
Did COVID make you think of that too? Like, we were away from our regular weekends at the pub. Like, this is kind of a little community here,
right?
And we like weren't going to the pub to watch all those matches every weekend. And unfortunately, all these guys became like family to us because literally since like 2014,
hold on. Dysfunctional family.
Yes,
right,
exactly. Since like 2014, like regularly.
I'm very functional, thank you.
We've been coming here to watch matches like together, and so being away from that, I guess I don't know. It all kind of tied together. Like,
what I'm hearing is you guys love to come together to watch some EPL games, but you guys tied in a good cause for it.
Bingo.
So now it's a great excuse to get together, watch some games.
That's what my
for
wife
a great
would
cause.
say. Yeah,
right.
That's a great excuse, right?
And it's been an impressive turnout every time. Like,
Right.
the Skinnies community has totally showed up, and I mean, given above and beyond. I mean, what I thought they would, and it's been great.
So the first event that you guys had, when was that?
That was back in February of this year.
And that went towards
Oklahoma City Police Athletic League.
Oh.
Yes. So I got connected with them actually through some folks at the Energy. And they were saying they're starting a futsal league up. And I was like, well, that's right up our alley and kind of right up what we're, you know, trying to go towards. You need a drink or something, buddy?
Yeah, maybe.
Does anybody need a refill?
Right.
I might need one here pretty soon.
No, yeah, so I got in touch with them, and I was like, that's right up our alley, you know. And that OKC Pal futsal program would be they wanted to start in the summertime, you know.
Which is tough because it's
Exactly.
hot and you can't have these
Exactly.
kids playing either at 9 a.m. or 8 p.m. So
Bingo.
Which is why you had reached out to me. We want to spread the word a little bit, as well as with OKC BASH, but for this futsal league, because I feel like they aren't getting enough exposure,
Right.
like they should.
They should.
But basically with the OKC futsal league, if you know a little bit more about it, you can definitely chime in. But what they're doing, gracias señor, is it's a middle school league, which I think I was having this conversation with the Brazilian guy that I had before, and the previous Brazilian guy said this. What they
Cheers
do
to
in Brazil, cheers to Brazil, cheers to
yeah,
Brazil,
hey.
is when they start playing soccer, they don't automatically go to play outdoor. They have to play futsal. And then they graduate to play outdoor after they turn 11 and 12.
Oh, yeah.
So what that does is that allows them to hone their skills in tight spaces, quick thinking, and then they transition to outdoor. They're a lot calmer on the ball. They don't freak out at less. And what I had said to him is, it's easy to go from futsal to outdoor. Those skills transition pretty well. But going from outdoor to futsal,
Yeah.
It's tough.
there's a barrier of entry there. You know?
Yeah.
Especially if you're white.
Racist.
Right.
No, I've heard that about like guys like Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, that the way they work within tight spaces was an
different.
attribute to that, playing in those
Built somewhere,
smaller
yeah.
futsal leagues and being able to just do things, transition into the outdoor game.
Yes. And to tie that in with the futsal league that's going on now, I feel it's still starting off.
Right.
It's so new with all
Very.
the futsal courts that we have here. But I don't see why we can't have a high school futsal as a sport, even for middle school, because what that will do is in turn kind of just feed into the outdoorness and raise the game in Oklahoma City. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we actually had the OEFC, was it the 06 team? They won the first
boys.
national championship here in Oklahoma.
The
for
ECNL?
Oklahoma. ECNL,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
top tier. And that just speaks volumes for where we are now and where we're going.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know the soccer community, we're big here, man. Like, we're all spread out. And I'm like, I know, hey.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, I apologize.
Put it in your mouth, bro. Just
Yeah, but all over the place, we have talent. We have people who, big soccer communities all over the place. I want it all kind of, I'm bad at this, kind of meshed together into one. So that's kind of my goal. And, yeah.
Well, look at everything as it relates to soccer in the U.S. and how we talked about earlier in 2000 10, I watched a game at Buffalo Wild Wings. There wasn't really a lot of options.
There wasn't soccer bars around.
And then you had to ask
That's-
for somebody to put it on the TV too.
yeah,
it wasn't
right.
just up there.
Good point.
Right.
I was just
Darn
looking
on
for a
that.
sports bar. I mean, of course, I could have watched it at home, but who wants to do that? So
England
now you
fans.
look at like where we are, everything, MLS, the soccer community here, where it was when it first started and where it's going. So to your point, all these different things are going to just keep going up and to the right. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
And so, yeah, doing something like what we're doing makes sense, and it's only going to get bigger and turn into something better.
Something huge.
So
What's the mission statement behind the OKC Bash? Like, what's the backbone to it?
I mean, I guess
Philosophy.
We haven't really put it on paper, I guess, but I mean, just keep the game growing in our community and supporting it in any way we can.
Yeah.
and help people
just-
other than ourselves, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
We call that where we are with the Football Factory, más fútbol,
Mas food.
more soccer. Whatever we can do to promote the
Bingo.
game and to keep it going.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. How much have you guys been able to donate to these programs?
So we've held 2 events so far, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not been a whole lot of planning because,
We just kind of wing it.
yeah,
But
the-
we
the-
put it together.
The support we have, we know we can kind of put it together, you know, in
Yeah.
a 2 or 3 week period.
We're a bunch of guys, dude. We're just like, you guys want to go out? Where are
Yeah,
we going? We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I'm saying?
Thank
Like,
you,
Exactly.
thank you. But each time we've hit about $2,000 each
That's amazing.
time, just on donations alone. Like, we don't charge for the food that we serve. It's just based off donations and
this is
word of mouth. And
Coming from people that spend $250 on hams the whole day,
Right,
I was
right.
worried about that.
Yeah.
Whether are we going to get money from these people?
And we get prizes from different
Right.
companies and
Oh,
whoever wants
I'd like
to
to
donate.
add that in. Yeah, we
And
do.
we do the raffling, and I mean people just start handing out money and getting tickets, and it's just been amazing.
And then you get
So
them liquored up.
We have
and-
raffle items.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
we've even done soccer trivia before at these events. So
Yeah.
basically, we're all in here watching the matches, right? They could all be going on at once, you know. We got food, we got the drinks going. Afterwards, we'll be like, hey, 2 for $5 raffle tickets. You could win this Barcelona jersey. And you know, that's just how it's all donations, and we raise money that way. And it's been a great turnout each time. And
Well, if we did that, we might have to actually donate to Barcelona.
that's a good point.
They really need the money right now.
Yeah.
Do they?
Clear. Yeah,
Do
right.
they? Does
We should
Barcelona
buy
need the
Apparently.
money? I think they got money somewhere stashed or
Stealing
someone.
everybody Chelsea wants to buy.
They just keep
somehow.
selling all their TV rights. Apparently,
Yeah.
that's all you have to do.
Okay. That's
So
nice.
so what's next for Bash? Then, when's the next?
Oh yeah. So was it October 1st? Is
Yes,
that what you
sir.
said? So there's a
Check your schedules.
Trent got on this week. We talked about it, and there's a stellar lineup for what you want is the 9 o'clock games because there's 8 or 9 matches in
Going on.
that window. And in that case, there's some derbies and there's some. So October 1st is the deal, and we're going to focus on mental health and how we can donate to
that.
something that is relevant to the local community in that regard. I'm in touch with an organization that I worked with in the past, so that's where it's at now. And like I said, we're formulating that as we speak. So we wanted to have it opening day, which is coming right up, and it was just
Around the
summer's
corner.
got away from us, and
Yeah,
it's,
sure
so
has.
we don't want to. We
wanna
wing
do it
it.
right.
We don't
We
want
wanna
to
do
wing
it
it
right.
that much.
We wanna do it right.
So
So yeah, that'll be October 1st. We're
October
shooting
1st for
towards
mental
that.
health.
So keep your eye out on that.
yeah, and not to remember, it's more than EPL when we have these things. That's everything. I mean,
Right,
there's a
that's
full
where I was
slate of
going.
where there's Serie A, La Liga, MX, all those things.
We'll show it all.
We brought like 5 or 6 TVs in here to add to it, and it's whatever you want, basically.
Nice. I love this. I love it. It's just I feel like it's something that needs to be done because why not? Why not? And then after that, I'm assuming you guys will have something for the World Cup in November.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Hey
should.
now, did
No?
Mexico make it?
Yes.
Skin in their teeth, right?
Yeah. I mean, top 3.
Just checking.
That's what I like to say. Top 3.
No.
They actually jumped us at the end there.
I feel like this place will be popping for the World
Well, it'll
Cup.
be popping more than in 2018,
Right.
Because, well, you know.
We'll have better schedule times and whatnot.
Don't bring it up, Dave. Don't bring it up.
No, yes.
Bring it
World-
up.
World
Bring it up.
Cup. This will be the epicenter of World Cup events here in Oklahoma City. So stay tuned. I know American Outlaws in Oklahoma City already planning.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, Mexico watch parties here. Yeah.
USA watch parties?
Mexico watch parties, USA watch.
Are we gonna be here for Thanksgiving? Is that on Thanksgiving? The USA
Black
England?
Friday.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
So Black Friday.
Come do your shopping here.
Yeah, right. Wide selection of things you can purchase.
Black Friday, we've got USA England,
Uh-huh.
like prime time. That's Saturday, I believe. Check me if I'm wrong.
We got fans out here. This is a live podcast, by the way. We have
That's true.
50 people out here watching us. I'm kidding. Oh, we got an England fan out here.
Oh,
Any predictions for that USA England game? Wagers?
He just wants peace.
We
Huh?
figured out how that went in 1776.
It's gonna be a draw, you think so?
He's a pessimist, so. But the day after that USA England game is Mexico Argentina.
Ooh,
That's gonna be-
hot.
That's a
hot,
big one.
hot.
That's a
hot.
long weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
be
a
a long
long
weekend. I have faith that the Mexico team will do well. You know, one of the best days of my life,
Good tournament
hands
team.
down, was June 17th, 2018, when we
Germany?
beat Germany.
Oh, wow.
On top of that, that was my birthday.
Oh, nice.
That was also my first Father's Day, because I had a kid
wow.
that day, so that was my first father. And I got to see Germany take an L to Mexico.
That
which
was amazing.
Where'd you
because
watch it?
I was watching it at a bar that used to be on Meridian. called-
Medio Tiempo?
That's where I was watching
I was
it.
there, dude.
You were there?
I was the only güero there. My full disclosure, my wife is Mexican.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
So you got it in you then.
She dragged me there.
Did she?
Yeah.
You got a good one then.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Like I said, we didn't. Well, we're not supposed to bring that up. We didn't qualify, and there was a very good Mexican contingent up here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm of German origin, and I loved it because they ran all over the big 6'4" Germans, and
Yeah.
they could have had 3 or 4 goals. Easily.
Germany, yeah.
No, Mexico.
You
could have
think
had 3 or 4
so?
goals.
I think
Oh,
that game could have just as easily turned the other way around.
Well, I was drinking too, so I don't know.
What you saw and what actually happened could be two totally different things.
Yeah.
Well, let me get to know you guys a little bit. Starting from that side right there. Tell me a little bit about yourself, who you support, and where this
Ooh.
love for soccer came from.
Do you support Alan?
Fingers.
I'm a Man United fan, mostly because
Good sound effect.
it's not a great story. It's pretty lame, but I was just a kid. I mean, I was probably like
I was a kid once too.
11 or 12, and I saw a Man United game, and I knew who David Beckham was, and that was it. I
That
was
was
like,
it.
cool.
My God.
I'll support them.
How
And,
many haircuts has he had since you've been a fan?
A lot.
I got one for
I've
you.
never kept track.
Who's had more haircuts, him or Pogba?
I think Beckham.
That's
I think
good.
Beckham.
You think so?
probably, Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But like I don't know. I wasn't a huge soccer fan back then. I was mostly into basketball and football. So I focused on those things. But I just picked Man United back then, and then I just randomly would tune into like Champions League or Premier League games whenever they were on. I got into it more when I was at Oklahoma State because I had a bunch of international friends,
Okay.
and they would just get together and watch
What
games.
does that mean, international friends?
There's actually a pretty big like Indian population at OSU, trying to get
Stillwater?
Yeah, trying to get usually going for like an engineering degree, and so I just had friends in that group, and I would go. There's like a I can't remember what it's called, but it's like
They have a nice little indoor facility at one of those gyms.
Oh, do
there,
they?
OSU, OKC, in Stillwater. They do.
They might have built it since I was there because I graduated back in
Probably
2010.
built it because you
Boone
won't.
Pickens FC.
But they had I had some friends also who
Fantasy
worked
team.
at they had like an international
Like an intramural.
community. It was like a building right by the kind of where most of the internationals live at the housing there. And so if you went there, I mean, soccer was on all the time. So we would just show up and just hang out with them and just watch soccer. So it just kind of developed my love for the game there, just watching with them. But I still remember to this day, sorry to bring this up, Trent, but going and watching Man United beat Chelsea in the Champions League final.
Didn't
When John Terry slipped on his butt.
didn't happen. Didn't happen.
And I mean, I went to the student union, and I mean, there was not very many Americans or white people there. It was just a bunch of internationals, and it
We're
was
throwing
awesome.
out a
It was
lot of
great.
words now.
A lot of big words for Trent.
White, American.
So anyway, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that just kind of developed my love for the game. I played like literally when I was a little kid at the YMCA, but then I focused on basketball after that, and then I've gotten back into soccer since then because I had some friends invite me to play indoor, and I've been playing up at Soccer City for about I think 9 years now.
Nice.
So it's been a lot of fun.
He's a veteran of Soccer City.
Yeah. Trent actually started a guys team about 4 years ago, and we were playing on Sundays for a little while. Unfortunately, it kind of fell apart, but it was a lot of fun to play with a bunch of skinnies guys over
That's
there.
all indoor teams do. They just fall apart.
Yeah, it's either that
One way
or
or another. Like, nobody's paid? All right. Well,
Right.
I spent $600 to sign us up. So.
yeah, right. Nobody pays for the ref fees, and
Won't be
sometimes
at the ref fees. Yeah, does anybody have $10? I
Yeah,
got
exactly.
4.
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Y'all got a cord.
Sweet, dude. You're drinking my Gatorade, too.
Yeah. But on a day-to-day life, I have 2 little boys who love playing soccer,
Nice.
play basketball. They're all about sports, which is a lot of fun. I'm married. I work as an eyewear salesman, so I drive all over Oklahoma just selling glasses to optometrists and different opticals. And
Nice.
so yeah, it's kind of my day-to-day life.
Is this
but-
LinkedIn?
Nice.
Yeah. But whenever I can, I pretty much watch every Man United game live as best I can. My boys are really into it now, so I don't come up to Skinnies as much as I used to because I enjoy watching with my boys. But
Yeah.
I try to come up at least once or twice a month and come up and watch a game with the other Man United supporters and everybody else who else shows up who tries to troll us. So
Is this
it's
a good
always fun.
time? Is this a good time for Man U? Is Man U gonna have a good season this year? Or?
Man,
What
man.
kind of question is
Yeah.
that?
I mean-
go ahead.
Can't wait to hear this.
A new
one.
coach, people look like they're revitalized. Martial's looking great.
Yeah, there's a lot of promise. Sancho looks really good so far, but it's all preseason, so it doesn't really
That's
matter.
true.
So it's hard to know.
Preseason means nothing, everyone. Preseason means nothing.
Van Hall came in and won every preseason game, and we looked amazing. And then the very first game that season, we lost 2-1. I mean, it doesn't always translate. So
You could be losing 3-0. What is it? 4-0 to Charlotte.
I think that
So-
was
that's
Everton.
true. You can have that happen. That's
Ooh,
true.
Is that
good dig.
Everton?
Good dig.
I don't know who, but it's just some blue team out there.
Well, the other blue team was PKs or something.
Well, what about my next guest? Tell me a little bit about yourself and where this started for you.
God,
boy.
everybody take a drink for this guy.
I'll make sure this camera's rolling. but you keep going.
we got to go way back. So I look on camera like I'm 25, but I'm actually double that. And so I became a Tottenham fan in the 80s, early 80s, and never looked back, never won a trophy. Always ridiculed, somehow accepted, I guess.
Are you talking about your career or is this Tottenham you're talking about?
Well, no, both. I mean, it's yeah,
Trophy
they
list,
run
yes.
parallel to each other, but
That's
so
why he picked them as his fan.
yeah, loser life.
He's
is
like,
what it's
I
called.
relate to them.
Yeah,
He was a sad boy before there were sad boys.
man.
You want to hear
Is
the
this even banter?
the ultimate sad boy? I was listening to this. I was watching this video. Michael Ballack.
Oh.
He's lost a ton of finals. He's
Yeah.
lost a couple World Cups.
Yes.
He lost the Champions League final.
He always got hurt, too.
He's the Jim Kelly of soccer.
That's what it was alluding to. Yes.
So they
basically.
we're talking about moral victories. Is that where we're going with this?
Tottenham.
The kings of moral victory.
I think they want to
Them and
So
Arsenal.
if
Won a
you want me
trophy
to
this morning.
transition into something really cool, is that's about to end for crying out loud. We have Antonio Conte, who
Seems like a
if
serious.
you look at the lineup we had last year and what he got out of players that have no business playing the way that they did, that's the kind of coach he is. You can attest to that. I mean, he's amazing. And so
Point at me and compare me
there
to
is this there is this belief. Now, I've been around long enough to not get my hopes up anymore. But
It's kind of like Mexico
It's-
soccer fans after they get out of the group, right?
wow.
I don't know, man. I have a couple toxic Mexico fan friends that just. I'm an optimistic, right?
Oh, you are.
But the co-host, he's very pessimistic, but he likes to call himself a realist,
Mm.
And he likes to say, "Oh, Mexico's doing terrible." And I'm like, "Dude, we're top 3 in the CONCACAF. Like, what else do you want? Like,
mean,
as long as we qualify,
yeah, stay
that's
there,
all that
right?
really matters." You
Stay
know what I'm
there.
saying?
Sure.
It's kind of like I like to picture it as kind of like when Barcelona plays the lower teams. Everybody just parks the bus and tries to counterattack. Well, it's kind of the same thing when Mexico plays a Costa Rica or a Guatemala. Everybody park the bus, and it's just how do you creatively play against someone that just doesn't let you play? Doesn't give you space.
Yeah.
So
Well, and there's a lot of primitive teams that just can't do it. I mean, they're
Right. They don't really have an option.
So anyway, I'm more hopeful than I've ever been, and that doesn't mean
guys had some good
the
signings,
cameras
man.
can't catch it, but that's the Tottenham trophy case right there.
oh, I see that.
It literally is.
We used to stuff it with burritos just to give them something.
Been T-shirts and cigarettes put out in there. It's
But
just-
to our everyone's point, the main thing is coming up here and just being stupid and silly and fun and watching. The camaraderie and the culture is just as important as the result. I mean, kind of.
We hijacked it, but you became a Tottenham fan back in the 80s.
You
right?
hijacked what?
Your original point. You grew up watching who?
Right. So anyway, outside of that, in life, I have a job and I pay my bills, and then I come up here on weekends and
Soccer community.
No, the Tottenham group is actually really awesome. For like I said, there's a lot of groups that come up here that have won multiple trophies and had a lot more exposure. Whether it's United, Chelsea, which is fine. But we have a really good group, and we just have a great time. And
they do show up. I'm not gonna lie.
We do show up, and
a Tottenham gang.
If you make it to Champions League, that's not too bad.
Make it to the finals,
Yeah.
I will say, as a United fan, I do like the Tottenham group quite a bit. They're pretty fun.
What's the biggest group here?
Chelsea
group?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It used to be.
No,
United
it's not
is
Chelsea.
the biggest
United?
group up
It's still Man United.
It's a matter of if you're talking about the amount of people that actually could show up, and sometimes they do. I guess you guys,
Yeah, when the United group shows up, I mean, it's like 30 strong.
Yeah, I've seen you guys close down the bridge, take pictures and everything like that.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. Liverpool shows up fairly well too, especially the last couple of years. Yeah,
Past 2 years.
with
Is
all
there
their
a Man
success.
City group that was created yesterday
No.
or anything like that?
Yeah, there's like
One
two
guy.
guys.
One guy?
Thank
There used-
God that didn't take hold.
Right.
There used to be a bartender here, but she
got
moved
fired.
to El Paso. No, she moved. But yeah. There's
No,
like
you
two
would
of them.
think seriously. With America there's a lot of bandwagoners with sports in general. I thought City that thing would
Time
just
out.
take
I gotta
off.
go on a soapbox about the bandwagoner thing.
It's true, though. I got a couple of Man City / Golden State fans that live in Oklahoma City. It makes no sense to me. How can you say you're not a bandwagoner but like Golden State and Man City at the same time? Like, how does that happen?
I'm gonna play
On
devil's
accident.
advocate here, boys. So I feel like we're all bandwagon fans because
Right,
I'm
we're not part
I'm
of the
not
community.
from London,
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up there,
Right.
but they're like, "Oh, you like Chelsea since '04?" I'm like, "Yeah, since they started coming on American television, I liked them."
Yeah.
Right.
How else was I supposed to?
You have to
follow
be exposed to it at
Chelsea?
some point in time
Right.
and make a decision.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who was I supposed to pick? Like,
But the important part that takes you away from being a bandwagoner is being there when the going gets rough.
So nowadays, I
For
get your
sure.
point.
That's
For
when
sure.
you. That's when you kind of wash out the bandwagoner and you can defend yourself a little bit more. But if you go from a Chelsea fan to a Man U fan to a Man City
Not
fan
allowed.
in like 5-6 years,
Not
like
allowed.
That's
I can't say you're not my friend.
My
Like,
two favorite
Yeah.
Mexican clubs are Club America and Chivas.
okay, how do you do
just
that?
kidding.
Like, how do you do
I'm
that?
joking. I'm joking.
That's like me. You're a Chelsea fan and a
Right.
Tottenham fan too.
Oh,
Like, yeah, you can't do that.
Doesn't work, dude. Doesn't work. Dave tried to be a Chelsea fan. I was like, you can't do it. I was like, you have to stay in misery.
Did
and
you say you were going to edit because that would be where you
don't
make the
make
cut?
him do more work
Right
than he's
there.
already doing?
How about yourself?
So, oh my god.
Get up to the mic.
Yeah,
Pull
please.
pull it right next to your mouth. That's what he said.
Put it
Well,
in your
like-
mouth. He said put it in
No
your
one's
mouth.
gonna get
So-
your
Nobody
message.
told you.
Taste it.
I went to Edmond Santa Fe High School.
Okay.
The field is named after me for what I did for the soccer program.
Really?
Yeah, and I played 1 year, and we got bounced in the first round. I didn't touch the field.
That's why they got bounced in the
That's
first
what
round.
I said too. We lost in a shootout to Edmond Memorial,
Hmm.
and they ended up winning the state. They weren't any good.
So it's a derby.
Yeah, it was a derby, dude. I had the stands packed though.
You're so good they even named the Yukon one after you too,
They
right?
should, yeah.
Is this
The whole everybody's a Miller
Yes,
out there.
this
is real. Yeah.
You're welcome, Yukon. No, I'm from Edmond. I've got two kids that are at OEFC up there in Edmond. I've been coming here. Actually, the first time I came here was the World Cup draw for the 2014 World Cup. It was snowing, and I came here to watch the draw. And the U.S. and Canada were actually playing hockey in the Olympics against each other. And it like snowed like 7 inches here.
And just risk
And
your
I
life
saw
to
that.
watch some soccer. It's all good.
It's not there. Where'd the West Ham flag go?
Yeah,
That was the original
there-
flag
there
that was
was-
hanging in the window.
Yeah, there was one there.
This is the one that was in front of the top.
There needs to be an investigation. Anyways, I was driving down
Tyler,
this
get on it.
road. I just moved downtown, and I was driving down this road here, Main Street, and I saw a West Ham flag, and I was like, "That's weird."
What, random?
I've never seen a West Ham flag anywhere. So I came in here, and the draw was on. I was like, "Oh, sweet, this is a soccer bar." So yeah, I've been coming here since.
It was all downhill from there,
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely. I lived about 200 yards away from here for about 2 years.
Dangerous.
It's the fattest I've ever been in my life. But yeah, no,
You should see all of us 8 years ago versus now.
Now we've always met up to watch USA games and stuff, even up at like Fox and Hound, and Sean Cummings even like would host like some. You know what Sean Cummings is over there on May? They would host some soccer matches.
Wingstop, was that a
Wingstop.
The McDonald's on Memorial.
Occasion
No.
corner or something?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Actually,
But no,
that's not a bad idea.
my family's always been involved with soccer. My dad was actually stationed in South Korea during the '02 World Cup,
Really?
and so he would like phone home. We stayed here. He ET phoned home to us, and he was
That's
like,
a Mandela effect. He doesn't say that. You know
right.
that?
That's a good point.
He actually says ET home phone. That's
Yeah.
true. True story.
I'm not here to correct people, Ricardo. Okay,
I mean, I'm just saying.
but no,
Sorry.
Get it right.
sorry.
Trent.
my first memories, I guess, is when I'm going at the World Cup were like my dad was stationed over there during '02, and he'd call us and wake us up, and like my mom would cook breakfast, and then
Yes.
the U.S. had a great run. Kind of squeaked in there though after the group.
That's how it is, though. You just have to qualify.
No, if you want to get technical, they played Mexico in the round of 16.
Well, I was going there.
okay.
building
I'll let,
up to
I'll
that.
let you.
And
I'm
then
just,
so,
I'm
yeah,
just,
yeah.
I'm just popping it up and you slam it.
Flag.
Right,
You
right,
just
right.
flagged it.
So we have dudes like Greg Berhalter playing against Mexico in the World Cup, and then Dos Acero is basically born then, and those are like my first memories of soccer, pretty much.
Nice.
And that's just kind of where it blossomed. And my Wi-Fi network at home is Dos Acero. So
Nice. Well, let me bring up a story. No, I'm just kidding.
he's like the Gold Cup. In LA.
Right? That's the one I wanted to talk about, that Giovanni Dos Santos goal. But
Dude,
anyways.
those highlights, yeah. I've lost hair over those highlights.
Yeah, it's terrible. Are you guys pretty excited for the USA Mexico Canada World Cup? And if so,
Yes.
do you guys have any plans?
If I'm alive, it will be awesome.
If we make it till then. How many host cities does Mexico have? 3?
3. And then I think Canada has 2, and
Yeah.
75% of the games are being played here in the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I've said is I'm not gonna have any kids until after that World Cup, because I have a 3 and a 4-year-old right now. So I have a power team of 4 to be able to travel to these games.
Yeah, you do.
But I would love to take the whole month off. Hopefully catch a game. If not, I mean, I would love to be able to see.
Dude, they're going to be so close to us.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
Kansas City,
Dallas.
I'm gonna,
Houston.
I'm
Quick
gonna
flight.
make some kids during that World Cup.
There we go. Just spread your seed.
Dude, we got ants crawling around here. What is this?
But it would be great to go to Mexico for a game, go to Canada for
Oh,
a
man.
game.
I would want to go to Monterrey. That's a host city, right?
Yeah, it's
That'd be
host
awesome.
city. Mexico City
Yeah.
would be great. Either one of the 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't
So
go
it's
wrong.
the old, oh God, what is it called? But the deal up above in Mexico City. What's the
Ants in here.
Which
dude.
one?
what's the main stadium in Mexico City?
Azteca.
Azteca.
Azteca?
Amazing.
Azteca.
Amazing.
Dude, you
I
started
mean,
watching soccer yesterday,
They've
bro?
hosted 2 finals, right?
No, I don't know. I had a brain fart.
They've had,
So-
yeah.
They've hosted 2 finals. So
No, they have.
let me ask you guys this: where should this World Cup final be hosted at? They haven't announced it yet. But if you had to pick, I'm 1,000%
Wait,
sure
wait,
it's going to be in the U.S.
We're talking about the U.S. one, right?
The
Not Qatar.
initial
North American
when
World
they
Cup.
announced it, the initial deal was what in New York or whatever. But God, it would make
You got to think of a big enough stadium.
Jerry World.
Well, they
It's
did
like 100,000.
They're not doing the Rose Bowl.
I think Jerry World would be.
That's what I thought of.
It would make
They're
sense
not
for it to
doing
be
it,
at Jerry
though.
World, but
But
I
it's
feel
not
like
that majestic. It's,
No.
there's no,
No,
it's
no.
indoor. It's plush.
maybe in Atlanta, the SoFi, maybe in Cali.
That's what I was
I
thinking,
would
too.
not give it to
SoFi.
Mexico City, even though
No, I
they've
think the
hosted 2,
final
3.
will be in the U.S.
It has to.
I
No, because
think that's-
the U.S. will be playing, so they wouldn't want them to play in Mexico City. So,
You think so?
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be really good by then. Just watch out.
You think so?
No, dude, it'll be L.A. Probably.
I mean, on the trajectory they're going, they have that potential. I don't know that
Well,
they will be.
Here's what
but
you have to think about. We had
They could
the
be a
World
top
Cup
10 team.
in '94, and on the pitch was like 130 degrees.
I don't care.
This is no, but I'm saying it's
We're doing that.
But that's a
this
valid
year.
point. That's
We're
a
doing
valid
that this
point.
year.
brutal.
Mercedes probably.
They're going
You
to.
think they'll go indoor
as
for the
weak
final?
as we are minded these days in the
Who,
world,
you, not me?
it's going to be somewhere that's
It's
cool
100. It was
and-
113 all of last week.
I was
Yeah,
outside
yeah,
training
yeah,
with
yeah.
my son. every day.
Atlanta
I was
is a
not.
good guess. Atlanta's a good guess because you watch their club matches are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
However many people go there, I don't know what it holds, but
Where?
At Atlanta, it's insane.
But Jerry World is the biggest, I think, right? That holds the most.
It's got to be grass though.
Yeah,
You got to bring that.
I'll put
Dude,
it in. For
I'm
the
a
World
sucker
Cup.
for the outdoor final. Like, dude, I don't want.
Yeah, do it outdoor.
I don't want indoors. I don't want turf.
But you
I don't
can't
want-
be at the Rose Bowl at 115 degrees.
I could. Yeah.
I mean, it's the World
But
Cup.
they did it in '94, is what I'm saying. But
Dallas had
we've
the Cotton
since
Bowl in
wussified
94.
our society, and that's why I'm saying it will be somewhere
We'll have
a little
13
more
water breaks.
climate controlled.
Yeah.
Just because that's a prediction. I'm saying
It'll be
I
LA.
would love it to be outdoors.
It'll be LA.
We'll see. You think LA?
It should be Oklahoma City.
You're right. Just at Taft.
Wherever that stadium's gonna be built at.
Where do you guys want that stadium to be built at?
Dude, it needs to be right down here.
Across Harkins?
Yes. Yes. What
That'd
do you
be awesome.
That would be the best place to put it at.
It's a lot of land.
But I want to play devil's advocate and be like, wouldn't it be great to have it at the farmers market and revitalize that little area?
That'd be tight,
You know,
too.
Wheeler Park would be great, but that's
That's-
probably like third place out of the three.
Right.
But I mean,
I'd fall in the river.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
After the game.
Yeah.
Either one though.
Before. And be like, inaugural match.
Just hitting home runs into the river.
Oh,
you know?
dude.
No, I think that multi-purpose stadium will be great.
Is it
And
gonna happen though?
It will. It is. It is, but they just haven't.
I'm just trying to be.
Didn't they just announce the Thunder are going to do a new stadium too?
Time out. What
Oh,
is that? We gotta get soccer before we.
That's how
Time
I
out.
felt. I was like, wait. We've been playing in this
The
soccer
Thunder
stuff for a
bring
while.
no money
we could
into
play,
this
we could
city
play
whatsoever.
Futsal. We could play futsal in the new
could.
Thunder Stadium.
Well,
The biggest football
We're onto
futsal
something.
pitch ever. Be amazing.
11v11 futsal.
Yeah,
oh,
let's do
dude,
it.
I'm down.
Just put
See you,
walls
Rob.
up.
Later.
Sorry.
We're down to 49,999 fans now.
We lost the only fans we had.
The OnlyFans. Yeah, we do have an OnlyFans. Whoa, no, we don't.
No.
It's just soccer cleats. That's all it is.
Soccer
That's all we
cleats.
take pictures of.
It's better.
Just the Ronaldo 9s.
Our feet
back in
after
the
playing
day.
soccer. Is that what it is?
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
Well,
yeah.
let's face it.
There's
since
probably a
we're-
market for that. It's
I don't know
probably
if we
in
Dude,
are,
Qatar,
my feet
but-
are beat up.
Take it
Just
to
from
that
Soccer
next
City.
Oh,
level
just
based on
from
the
playing
conversation.
indoors.
But at some point in time, we do need to. I mean, we had a local soccer team.
A semi-professional indoor team.
No, outdoor.
Oh, you're talking about the USL Energy team.
Yeah, and so not to like bag on anything, but
Guys, they're
that
coming
is
back.
how much does that facilitate the interest locally and then translate into everything else above that?
Would you guys go to the Energy games? Were you guys out
Yeah.
there
Oh, we
weekly, every game?
I
Not
saw-
weekly,
we-
but
well,
I was taking my kids.
I would go.
I want them to grow up in the game, and I think it's good to see it, even if it's.
Yeah, the highest
At
level
USL?
that you can
Yeah,
take
yeah.
them to. That'd be
well,
great
think
to take
about
them
it. I mean, we support teams over in London, but when you can touch it,
Right.
when it's your
in-
local, that's
it's
the
in
whole
our
point
backyard,
of it.
dude. Like-
That's the whole point of it. And
Support it.
America doesn't necessarily have the tradition of the old world, but we have it now. So this is the time to be growing it and have your grassroots Oklahoma City team that you support, rain, sun, or shine, all that stuff. And now,
to. Yeah.
no comment.
I mean, maybe it's good that they're taking it away from us now, so that when it does come back, we kind of,
better.
savor it a little bit more. But I think what did end up happening was just a little bit out of their hands, with the renovations to the field and not being able to get another place to play at. It's part of it. But God willing, when it comes back, I think it'll come back harder than it had been before.
Well, you just go to
Hey,
if
and I'm
you
gonna
can't, you
support
just
it.
go to
I'm
Skinny,
gonna support
You go
it.
to Skinny Slims if you don't have
yeah, right.
that. And so-
Go to
Well,
Skinny Slims to
there's
watch
no
Energy
reason
play.
not to support it, I guess. Like, what are you going to complain about? The quality? Yeah, we already have that. We've done that with the Blazers. That's not top hockey here that we had, but the place was packed out. Like,
It's yours.
yeah, but you could see
yeah,
fights.
It's yours,
at that.
exactly. It's yours.
You could see fights. That's a little
There's
different.
plenty of fights out there, in the parking
In
lot.
the stands, on
in
the
the
fields,
parking
you
lot.
know?
You took my parking spot. No, I don't know. But no, it's local to me. There's a huge soccer community here. We have a dedicated soccer pub. I'm like, can we bring this all together and do it the way we can do it? We did it for the Thunder. Granted, that's
Yeah,
high level basketball there, but
Is it?
it was.
it was. It was.
It was.
It's
Yeah.
about to be.
It'll
again.
get back.
When we were
It's
in the
about to be
finals,
again.
it was great. Easy
It'll
to
get back
find.
there. It'll
Yeah.
get back.
It's about to be again.
In
but I'm
Presti,
like,
we trust.
why not?
That's if you guys hear Presti was trying to get high. Well, they were trying to hire. LA was trying to hire Presti.
The
Which would be a
Lakers or
smart move.
LAFC?
I think he's a really good general manager.
GM?
So maybe.
What we need is a derby. Here.
Yeah.
We don't have one team though, so.
Yeah, right.
But
just
we
Tulsa
all were
first.
part of what was the only derby that ever happened.
Yeah, could you
in the
please-
Oklahoma City
Tyler.
soccer community.
Can you come in on this?
It was the what were
Here.
they called? I don't even remember what they were called.
Rio.
Rio, and
No, I'm talking about fights.
Yeah,
Right.
And the beauty of it was, we were never going to play in a league match because we were in different leagues.
But we played
But
in
it
Trent
was-
Stadium, right?
But it was
Oh, it was at Miller
it
Stadium?
was a cup match.
I allowed it.
Whatever cup match it was, and that was a shit show.
It's a USL.
And it's the only time it ever
It's
happened.
a USL
and will
Open,
ever happen.
Open Cup, right?
USL. It will never happen again. And I tell you what, you remember more than I do about it.
Can we
'cause
introduce Tyler?
Tyler.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hold on. And our next guest.
Do I have to get really close?
Sorry, we're all over the place right now.
So we got somebody coming in. This guy is the backbone to Skinny Slims.
Yeah.
The one, the only, Tyler.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm Tyler Williams. I tend to the bar here. Yeah, I remember that whole game, that even the lead up to it, because I used to actually work for the guy. I was big on energy. I had for 3 years. I had season tickets, and I worked for the guy that put together the field for Rio. So I Friday nights.
Did a poor job at bet.
Which was a contention,
No, it was an awful job. It was terrible.
That was a contention, like whether they were going to play the match.
Yeah. So we would have, and it was like a puzzle piece, and like if one thing was even off by like a fifth of an inch or an eighth of an inch, then the whole field is messed up, and you got to go back and fix it all because it's all like Velcroed together. It was awful. It was terrible. It was.
Is that
difficult.
why they didn't make it?
And he'd have a bunch of like, we'd have a bunch of like high school kids from UConn's
Playing?
high school putting it together every Friday night. It was.
What? Hey, way to
Yeah,
discredit the
black-
high school kids who were doing hard work.
They don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what I'm
I didn't either. I was, I was in my mid-20s or whatever. I remember specifically, like, I had bets with my boss about this game. God, I'm sitting there yelling at the field, and I'm having, like, I remember specifically, there was a guy who was an officer, and he,
live.
he literally came over and had to stand in front of the section I was standing in because me and a couple other people were saying some pretty
Saying some things we
saying
shouldn't
some
have.
things
And you
we-
guys are Energy
saying
fans,
some
for
pretty
the record.
mean things, and we were Energy fans, and I knew one of the guys. Like, I grew up in California, and he was actually from where I was from. He went to a different high school than me, and I was like, dude, what are you doing here? He's like, dude, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop doing this. And I was like, oh my god. His name was Michael Frame.
Wow,
and I was
dude,
like,
calling him out.
I'm calling him out. Yeah, but he went to a different high school than me. I actually played
I don't
against
care
him in high
about that.
school,
What about
but-
the rivalry?
God, well, I mean, that's why they came over, because we were talking so much shit. Like, it was bad. And what, the general manager at the time got kicked out for flares.
Really?
Yeah, he got kicked out for lighting
Were you
flares.
there?
And he was
Unfortunately, not.
he was he was escorted out, and then he's standing at the gate, and as soon as we won, he lights a bunch more flares, and the cops
Really?
have to tell him to leave again.
It was our hooligan moment,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
we were. I'm
OKC
going to be honest. We
hooligans? Yeah, that was
had a
terrifying.
great time, but those energy days,
Those games were packed.
we were a little
They
out of
were.
control sometimes. But I mean, we never hurt anybody. Nobody ever got hurt. Nobody
Physically.
Physically,
Feelings were hurt.
Feelings were hurt. A lot of soccer moms' feelings were hurt. For real.
that's
I
beautiful.
can't tell you
Soccer
how many.
moms, dude.
I can't tell you how many times we had to have meetings with the front office, going, "You guys got to stop saying things like this." And we're like, "What? I can't call somebody this name. What if they are?"
Well, and I guess that's where we have to say real quickly that I was ousted as president of the supporters group because of that.
Really?
Well, because I would refuse to be censored.
Yeah,
And
we
so,
all did. We all did for a
As
while.
you're not censoring me, which is beautiful, which is why we're still rolling tape.
Right. And,
But no,
and getting more
He's
beers.
gonna delete
Yeah.
the whole episode.
I
Doesn't matter.
was given an ultimatum that I did not accept because I'm a man of principle, and
Yeah,
Yep.
you're
And
not taking
The
my speech
rest
away.
is history.
So
I
when the
guess.
energy come back, will you guys go to a match?
If I can say some of the words that I was able to say back then, we would
What
make
do
up.
you mean?
I don't know. Maybe what if I want to call somebody a name?
That's a weird
You know?
request.
Let it rip.
Like,
the Adams family.
I
or-
mean, there's some
no.
there's C words, some B words, some F words. I mean,
We can get through that.
you know, you go to Europe and,
We just
and
need to go to
everyone
the
tells
game.
you
Yeah.
that the kids are the ones saying all those words.
We just gotta go to the game.
So what are the soccer moms sitting here going, complaining about it? Your kids say those words too. Act like they don't at school. They're probably worse.
And listen to the music they listen to, and let me know what
It's
you
the
think.
best.
And say it's my fault.
Well, we're a news
But
So,
no, we
footballing
are.
nation.
Hey,
but
now promote your
world
bar,
standards.
Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord, yeah,
I mean,
like,
if the
everyone
energy comes
come to this
back,
guy's
if the energy
place
comes
now.
back, I'll definitely be going to some games. We'll definitely be having them here at the bar. We'll have them on TV if they've got the live streams like they used to back up.
Hell, I'll try to have them
I'll
on the
be-
podcast too.
I'll be happy to
can
have
help
them
you.
back.
Can you imagine a march to the match from here?
Oh,
The stadium right here.
Ooh.
That's
17
sick.
miles?
That's sick. There
Did
was
you
a
say
Taft,
17?
and it just that's the way it worked
All the
out.
way to
We're a
Taft?
USL
I don't
team,
want to walk there.
but that's a long way. You've got something that is more.
field, guys. We're going back to town.
That's true.
I think that'd be great though.
Yeah,
it would.
something close
if
here.
it was downtown, yeah.
We all want to touch that. I mean, that's.
I'll rent,
I don't know,
I'll
where do
rent
you
us
want
a
it?
bike bar and just have us bike bar to the match.
What
That'd
I'm
be
hearing,
perfect.
what I'm hearing is we got a lot of emotion and a lot of we really want to support it, and I think there's a lot of people that feel that way, but I don't know that we know that we're out there. Does that make sense? It's kind of like Skinny
Yeah.
Slims. Like we all wish there was a bar that we can watch soccer to, but how many people do you get walk in and be like, "Yo, dude, I didn't even know this was here."
You know what? Surprisingly more than you think.
That's what I'm saying.
There will be
Like,
people here, and I'll be
every
like, "Well, how long have you lived in this town?" "Oh, I've been here for 8 years." And I'm like, "And you didn't know we were here? Really,
Dude,
Like,
get on
that's crazy.
Facebook, Tyler.
I'm on the Facebook.
I have a theory about.
I'm on the
the
I'm
kids
on the
are
Facebook.
Ricardo.
And you know what? Some of it is because we can't be as family friendly. I mean, honestly, do
It's a
you really
bar.
want
How
your
much
kids coming
how
here?
family friendly can you get for a
Not
bar?
really. We don't serve food, so you can't have anyone under the age of 21 on the premises.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of one of those things. It's like a double-edged
It's not a big
sword.
premises.
It's a very tiny place, anyways. But so you know, some people will come in. Well, I can't come around because I got my kids, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Take your kid to the bar.
But there is a
Phone.
fence.
If you're an
right
American
out-
soccer
There
fan,
is a fence right out there
take your
that they
kid to
can
the bar.
stand on the
Yeah.
other side
With-
of.
with-
just
Every now and then you can go check on them. Make sure they're okay.
Without throwing anything too shady at myself or the bar, we have let people do that. That's not. There was a guy. He brought his kid here, and I let him. I helped him carry one of the benches out to the
I
grass.
think
'cause
it's legal.
his kid wanted to watch the game, so we carried the bench out to the grass. I gave his kid sodas, and
Did you give him a
and
Sprite?
his kid sat on the bench
Sprite?
up against the fence right there on the other side of the fence and watched the match.
Made it happen.
And I just let it happen. I said, okay, that's cool.
Or he can watch it on
it's
his
one of those
phone.
things
It
where
doesn't matter.
Some people, when they come in, their parents, they don't understand either that it is illegal for them to be on the premises. And so if a police officer decided they wanted to do something about it, which they are very, very cool with us here.
It's not like they're
they
far
leave us
away
alone.
either.
Yeah, they're right
next door.
but they do leave us alone. They're very, very cool with us here because we don't cause them any problems. So, but if they really wanted to, they could come here and they could take any of our licenses away. They could find the bar for that sort of thing. And sometimes it's a risk that myself or the other bartenders don't really want to take. I mean, do I really want to lose my liquor license, or do I really want to get the bar fined, up to $10,000? No.
I want to get
I
some
don't
more
got $10,000
MLs
to
right
spend on
now.
that.
Can I get some more MLs?
That would require him to take his.
Can I get a bloomin'?
I don't care, yeah.
But
Me
can-
blue
Did
moons.
you ask for a bloomin' onion? What'd you say?
A bloomin' onion?
Dude,
That
we should
sounds
have a
delicious.
watch party at
Blue
Outback.
Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me the origin of Skinny Slims. Like, how'd this come up? When did this start?
Thank you.
So,
Hey, we get really off track here at this bar, so
I
thanks for...
have been coming to this bar for about 9 years now. We just turned 9 back in February. Our birthday actually is Valentine's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're all lovers here, baby. So
Lovers of the game.
we turned 9 back in February on Valentine's Day. I started coming like 2 months after it opened.
It was like 3 months. But
Yeah, well, no. Anyways, so how it originally became like a soccer-oriented bar was the original general manager named Aaron. Great dude. He actually just came back to visit. He lives in Colorado now. He left. But Aaron, essentially some fans, some people came up to him and they said, hey, what if because Aaron was a Man United fan. They said, hey, what if we wanted to go ahead and watch Premier League here on the weekends? Aaron said, hey, you get me the people, you get me at least, he set him a number. He said, you get me this many people to show up, I'll show up for them. And so that's how it kind of started.
Anywhere else in the city you guys know that opens up in the morning?
Nope. We're the only ones. We open up for every major team, every major game like that. Now, some of the smaller ones.
Sometimes at 6 a.m.
Sometimes at 6:30 in the morning on those Saturdays.
Dude, we love a good Watford-Southampton match when there's shitty weather and we can just feel like crap in here and watch 0-0 soccer.
Usually, if it's those smaller games, like two teams that nobody really has a fan base here in town for, I usually do it by committee. I'll ask people, hey, is anybody going to show up for this game? Like if it's just
Everton.
Yeah.
Was it a Chelsea-Everton game or something?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You didn't give your biography. He didn't give his biography about being an Everton fan, did you?
You're an Everton fan?
I'm an Everton fan.
You're a toffee?
Yep, I'm a toffee.
Time out. Who are you a fan of?
Man.
Oh, my. He said,
Not in the EPL. I kind of just enjoy the soccer. I kind of like, I don't watch it. That's my problem. I couldn't.
Colorado Rapids.
I like Barcelona.
All right.
That's my team. But in the EPL,
cool. You'll have a team to root for the next 3 years.
I like Arsenal.
Oh, my.
I like Arsenal.
If they find out you're here.
Can you kill my mic? Because I'm about to say some really bad shit.
This is where we censor the program. I am a toffee. I'm like one of like three.
That's you, Mario, and Mario's wife.
We got one other guy that comes here every so often.
Just cutting real quick. There was a bunch. Tim Howard and Donovan drove that a lot. But there used to be a lot of Everton.
When I
fans
first started
there.
coming here, and for a number of years, there was actually quite a few. There was, we'd regularly have, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 guys come through. Eddie, we had Eddie, Phil.
By the way, I saw on Facebook.
Bless his heart, I don't see him anymore. I don't see any of them anymore except for maybe like Patrick.
Everton takes a lot.
Yeah. So, we used to have a pretty
good job on staying up.
Yeah, I know.
That was stressful times. Baby.
Cheers to Frank Lampard. I agree.
Yeah, it was lovely. I was the happiest man on earth when we beat Newcastle.
When I went to play at Mid America Christian University. MACU. Shout out to MACU. We had this guy named Andrew Webster, who was from where Everton and Liverpool play at, but he was a hardcore Everton fan. Had it tatted on his shoulder and everything. In the restroom, when you lifted up the toilet, you'd have a picture of the Liverpool right there, just so we knew where to use the restroom at. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's hardcore, dude.
I would always take a shit then,
right? And wipe it with it,
Pop one right down.
Sorry to my Liverpool
Those guys
friends
take it
out there.
seriously. Yeah.
They do. It's a different level. Have you guys?
Stadiums are like a mile away.
Yeah, they're very close to each other.
I would eat ghost peppers and anyway.
Right, just to add a little bit of juice. Anyways, sorry guys. Have you guys been to England? Do you guys want to watch an EPO? Is that like
I don't
on the
leave
bucket
Oklahoma, brother.
No,
so,
there's a zip code.
Here, I I would love to go to a game, especially before Goodison's gone. Goodison Park's we got one, maybe 2. Yeah, from what I hear.
Rocky Balboa, the movie, was filmed there?
Yeah,
you gotta go there.
His bathroom scene with his wife.
It wasn't Rocky, it was the sequel series.
Rocky Balboa.
Well, yeah, but there was a sequel.
His last name was added to the name. It's called Rocky Balboa.
Anyways, I think
you should go, though. You should go.
I would love to go there at some point and see it, just to be able to say I did it.
Same.
But these teams, for me, it's 1,000 miles an ocean away. I'm not heartbroken about not going there.
I am.
And about not seeing it all. I love to watch it. I love to watch it on TV, but it's...
Way to promote the game, Tyler. Jeez. A lot of enthusiasm coming out of you right
Keep
now.
it local. Keep it local.
You know how much money that costs?
Keep Just give him
And you know how much
energy back.
time I have to take off?
That's why you gotta hit these American tours.
Who's
up.
going to open up the
That's what
bar
I
for
was
you
gonna say. If he
delinquents?
leaves, who's
Who
gonna
will open up the
bar?
bar for you delinquents if I go to England
I
and
can
watch
open
Everton?
that door.
Nah, I don't think you.
Yeah,
want to.
seriously, it's like watching a movie, right? Do you really need to jump into the movie and go to Hollywood? Yeah, it'd be great to go to a match over there, but this is a great time here, and
Yeah.
every week you get something out of it, and it suffices, man.
One of the bigger things for me is I'd rather go, if I'm going to choose any of it, I'd rather go see the U.S. play. Wherever I can. My goal will be to go see the U.S. play in the World Cup.
Well, we're gonna get that opportunity.
That's more on top of any of it for me than going to Goodison one last time. I've seen the U.S. play. I got to see my favorite U.S. player of all time score a goal.
Who's that?
Clint Dempsey.
Abby Wambach.
Legend.
Yeah, you know how much that women's U.S. game cost me? $13.
Really?
$13. They paid me $13 to go to Vegas.
And they handed you a beer.
Yep. But no. So I mean, the only game I ever went to, I got
So you
to
have
see
no
my favorite
desire
player
to go
score.
see
No.
Everton and Liverpool?
Oh, I do. I have plenty of desire.
Doesn't
But
sound
but
like
do
it.
I have things that I'd rather do more? I mean, yeah, I'd rather go
It
see
really
the U.S.
doesn't-
play
it doesn't
in a World
matter.
Cup.
It doesn't matter, really, does it? I mean, you get to watch them.
Yeah.
So your
I
favorite
mean,
club is Barcelona?
That's who I.
Right on. And you would
That
love
makes
to go
sense.
there.
Man, I would give. Nah. It would be
Not
nice
the
to
kids,
watch
so
them
you
play.
wouldn't give your kids
Nah,
away,
not
right?
the kids. Not my arm. Not right
Say,
now.
say right
You
now.
know what?
Nobody
Hey.
says right now.
That's what I
Nobody's
was about
left
to
nut.
say, but I was like, nah, it's not that important.
specific.
I have 2 kids, though. I can give it
I
up.
give both of your guys' kids away. So
That's uncalled for.
Nah, but something about going into the stadium,
Oh, dude, yeah.
feeling the vibes. I was fortunate enough on my honeymoon to visit the Azteca to watch a Chivas America game, and I can't express. I don't have words to put into how I felt walking in, seeing the field down under, and just getting in person. Soccer is it's a whole different experience.
Live.
I went to go watch Canelo Alvarez fight one time. And that's probably one thing that I would just much rather sit in my living room and watch. Because you're in the stands at Dallas, you're so far. You got to watch the TV to actually be able to see what's going on.
Can't see it.
And that's something that's not worth it. But
Yeah.
being there, just imagine walking in and I'm
Well,
not a
it's-
Liverpool. I like Liverpool, but
There's-
getting to hear the anthem before the game starts.
there's a lot of sporting
Just
events
watch
like that
Dortmund,
it's
man.
just better to watch in person. I mean, I'm not huge on a lot of sports, but God, would I rather go to a baseball game in person than on the TV? Yeah, of course. Would I rather go see hockey live and in person than on the TV? Absolutely. There's just a whole other energy to going to a live event like that than there is watching it on TV.
I sorry, but I can't get paid enough to watch baseball.
Dude, not anymore. Not anymore.
And if I
I
go
grew
watch
up on
in
it.
person,
I was going.
Yeah?
There's a whole other love there for me. I was going to baseball games, like San Francisco Giants games, before I could walk. Like I was being carried as a baby into
It's the same thing.
Candlestick Park.
Yeah,
So
it's the same thing as any sport that especially these major cities, if you're San Francisco is your team and you live in the community, it's going to just be a part of it for you. Same with as if you live in East London and you're a West Ham fan, it's part of your culture. So, granted, America's a lot more spread out. You don't have 10 teams in the Bay Area that are derbies or whatever. You just have the Giants, right?
yeah. Well, and back to kind of like
Trent
the
went to
bar
go
and
take a
us-
dump. So
the bar and us opening early. Yeah, you still kind of get like a little bit of a hooliganism community here too. So that's always nice to have that then rather than watching it at home on your TV, because that to me is like that's kind of boring as well.
Yeah.
When you could just be here and everyone's chirping at each other and it's all in good fun. Whether or not you can take it or not is a whole other story. But then on top of that, it is soccer really has brought a whole sense of community to me in my life, because I mean I live over 1,000 miles away from my family. I'm the only one that doesn't live in that hometown of mine. Still, I see him like once every maybe 2 years. And so like this whole place and the people that have come in it, They
amazing.
are my family.
Amazing.
And then you used to work at the indoor facility,
Yep,
so
yep.
it goes way before you.
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
over
I
to the
grew
bar.
up. I started playing soccer when I was 5 years old. I went to high school. I played a little bit in college. I say played. I sat a bench in college
Me too.
and watched other people play. So but it was still. I mean, it was kind of always just part of my life. And then all of a sudden, I joined this community up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have to play anymore to
be a part of
be
it.
a part of it.
I
don't have to play anymore.
I'm going to put a stamp on this based on what you said. This is the most important thing about Skinny Slims is that it is a melting pot bar. So you go anywhere in the States for the most part, you go to Kansas City or whatever, Man U has a bar. It's just the Man U people.
Oh, yeah, Dallas
It's not
has it
like
all over
Dallas,
the place. They have, like,
Houston.
This
Same
started
bar.
as a World Cup bar, so everyone kind of came together as a USA fan, and then we all came in here and started watching EPL and tried to tolerate each other. And at first, seriously, Arsenal fans, I did not want them in here when I was watching the Tottenham match. Like, get
That's
out
why
of here.
you made that face when I said
Yeah,
Arsenal. Okay, that explains
but
it.
I've
I was
learned
wondering why
over
you look like
time.
you're trying to throw up.
I first had to tolerate them. Now they have to tolerate me. Everyone has to tolerate me because I'm an idiot.
True.
But you come in here now, like when you first came in here, it was different. It was kind of like, well, I want to watch with my United fans or my Tottenham fans. No, there's 3 or 4 TVs going on. There's people looking this way. There's people looking that way. It's
There's
called
people that
coexisting.
stop watching their own team
But it
play and
took
they start
me-
watching another team
Yeah,
play and just
it took me a while to
barking at each other.
to
For sure.
adjust to that because I hate Arsenal and that's it, and I hate Chelsea too.
We have guys from England coming in here and talking about how awesome it is that all these different groups can watch their games and banter at each other and still walk out saying,
Yeah, we're still friends.
have a good day, see you guys next week, whatever. Because he was like, in England or any other country,
It's a
there
death.
would be fights,
Yeah.
there'd be stabbings, like there'd be terrible
Yeah,
things happening.
We get people that come from other states that act like that because people
I
that come
agree.
from like Dallas and they're like, well, you watch games with other fans, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. We're not like you guys. We don't want to have just a Manchester United or a Manchester City or an Arsenal bar and them all be separate. And
We only have
segregated.
one
No,
bar
we
to
have
begin
one
with. Like,
Right.
what are you gonna do?
Right.
Burn your bridge here
There's
already?
not-
We
Yeah.
all drink the same drinks, guys.
Yeah, and you know what? Most likely, what'll happen is the loser gets a beer bought for him or a shot bought for him after the game, anyways, because none of us like to lose.
And you
So-
learn how to lose and you
Yeah,
deal with it. Well,
Yeah.
most of us do.
yeah. So, yeah, it's a pretty unique experience, I'd say, for a lot of people, and community is very much a part of it, and that's kind of why we do the Soccer Bash thing, to give back to that, because at the end of the day, like we're all just here to like a sport.
Now we're established enough. Now we can do that. Like,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
was the natural next step. Was the soccer bash was like.
And then it's on to bigger
I
and better
wouldn't have
things.
thought of it because I just come up here and I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
But
he does.
Trent and them thought of it, and of course I'm just the mouthpiece for
Yeah.
the raffle. And
Yeah, he tried to ask if he could be the
if
MC
somebody
for
can throw
World Cup.
money at something and get me to shut up, then it's successful.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know. So.
He he asked me earlier today, can I MC the World Cup events? I said absolutely not. That's nix. Nope. No, sir.
He's a little wild on the mic. but
Yeah.
it's
I think
fine.
we'll do a citywide vote on that.
If we
Right.
so we are planning a lot of big things for the World Cup here at the bar. I don't know if we're going to be able to have any like Soccer Bash stuff, just because it is going to be for some of those games so
Madness.
massive. Yeah, I mean, there's a parking lot back behind the bar that we're going to rent part of it out, or we're
Nice.
trying to. We got the okay to rent that part out. I just have to get all the logistics taken care of on that.
Get a
Like,
mobile TV out
If
there.
anyone has a big TV, let us
some
know.
TVs
Yes.
out there.
Well, wouldn't we do a
Be able to
projector?
serve.
A projector would be
See,
a brilliant
a projector
idea.
would be brilliant,
Depending on
other
what time
than
of
the
day it
fact
is,
that
though.
people will spill beer and alcohol on the
Yeah.
projector, and we.
Well, you'd probably put it behind it and then just
Do you guys
project it.
remember?
Insurance.
Could we,
Just
though?
insurance.
Do you guys
But-
remember when the women made it to the World Cup final and they hosted an event down here at Together Square to watch the game? Yeah, that was down there at Together Square, and they had like they have those cars that have advertisement on them.
Yeah.
Them. They had a car like that.
Ken
passing
Boyer.
See,
Might have been.
who,
Might have been.
see, that's the kind of information that I need so that I can see how much that will cost to put
All
together.
his benches.
The other thing, like if anyone was here in 2014 for this, we had that whole area rented out for U.S. games. We had a box truck where we put 2 big screen TVs on the side of it, and had that as the outdoor portion of the entertainment. We had booths set up to where people could go buy tickets, almost like raffle tickets, and they could use those as like $1. Each ticket was equivalent to $1, and they would buy beers with that. That's kind of the idea we're going to have this year. I'd like to go ahead and see about getting potential food trucks out there so that at least we can make the back area family friendly, make it a little more family oriented. Obviously, the inside wouldn't be able to do it, but if I can do that with the outside, that's the idea. We know we have plenty of people that can supply these things, and they can
donate, sponsor.
I'll be meeting in the next coming weeks with some of the distributors to see what we can do in regards to that to make it the biggest and best thing that we have possible.
Inflatables for the kids, some food trucks out there.
Yep, I've even spoken with.
Is it going to be family friendly?
That's the idea.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's the idea for me. At least the outside.
So
this area,
so
the patio
what it is.
inside is going to stay what it is. It'll have to. We won't be serving food in it, so no kids. But the outside is the idea for that is to make it more like a family friendly type festival thing. So. As long as I can get the logistics and the licensing for it,
and whatever you need help with, dude.
We've got a great community for it.
It's Black Friday, so it could either be minus 20 or 83.
Well, look, while our wives are shopping, we'll be watching.
Yeah,
drop us off here and did your shopping, and then afterwards come pick us up.
I mean, you can come here and still shop on your phone. I mean,
that's true.
Everyone does it online anyways.
Just provide a Wi-Fi hotspot. You're good.
Or just use your cellular service. I don't know.
That's ridiculous, Tyler. Why would you even promote that?
So that's kind of the idea there, is to try to make that family friendly so that we can have it as big as possible for everybody.
Somehow we got to post the video of 14.
Yeah.
If you haven't
I
seen
have it. I have it. I have a video
scored
of 14.
the goal against
I'm
Portugal. It's sick.
I'm going to start editing an advertisement for the bar with using a video of 14 of some of it. It's from the news. I think it was like KOCO.
Amazing. Because the World Cup before that, it was, like I said, it was somebody at Buffalo Wild Wings going, yeah!
Yeah, pretty much.
And slapping a high 5, maybe a high 10.
And that's what we're going for.
And now, 4 years later, there's people.
We're going for bigger and better than last time with this one. And we're also going to even try to incorporate having some bigger parties for for the Mexico matches. Maybe not rent out the whole place back there, but at least do some sort of events. I've even spoken with one of the local breweries in town. I won't reveal which one yet, but one of the local breweries in town is potentially going to brew us a specific beer that is going to be exclusive to Skinny Slim's Downtown and Skinny Slim's Edmond, just for the World Cup.
That'd be awesome.
I told them, I said, if I can have any input on it, make it something light, cheaper, easy to drink, and we'll keep working with them on that to see if we can get something. I don't know, bottles, or not bottles, but cans or keg. I don't know what it'll be on, but that's kind of the idea.
Drinking allowed during the Mexico-Saudi Arabia match?
Oh, absolutely. Just
why not?
Just to upset.
In the spirit of Qatar, I shouldn't go there.
No.
Well, we are not in Qatar.
Yeah.
No,
Qatar has their rules, and
I had to take a shot.
What a mess! What a mess that World Cup seems.
I know.
Losing a lot of
it shouldn't be happening there.
There's
no reason.
Talk about corruption.
It's ridiculous.
That's the worst.
Yeah, and then
we thought Brazil was bad. Qatar's even worse.
And then the former president and them get off.
The thing about Brazil
is a joke.
It is, honestly.
It's a joke.
At least they changed their rules to where they were like, okay, we'll serve beer in the stadiums just for this
Did they
event.
change the rules?
Yeah,
I heard they weren't going to do that.
In Brazil, they
did.
Brazil, they did. Because before
Qatar.
they didn't have any alcohol within the stadiums. Like, it was not served within stadiums at all. But then they kind of changed their rule on that. Now, Qatar, they've stood very strong on this, which to me, I haven't really looked up the intricacies of that, but they must have lost a lot of money in advertisements due to that
Trent's
sort of
done
thing.
pooping, so we'll get him back in here.
But yeah, the idea is to have this place for an entire month as big and soccer festival as possible.
We're
going to be open
every
at 7.
fire marshal in the world here.
Yep. We're going to be open from 7 a.m. during the group stage, 7 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Jesus.
That's 12 days. Yep.
What breakfast are we serving? Do you know?
7 a.m. to 2 a.m. for 12 days straight for the group stage. After that, I think the time starts at like 9 a.m. So then we'll open at 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. For the next stage of matches. We'll be open for every match we can. Obviously, we can't open up for that 4 a.m.
It's like a homeless shelter, basically.
For the soccer fanatics.
Basically, you'll probably see this man here too often, and that's okay. You'll see me here too often. I'll probably look pretty. Okay. I'll be probably looking pretty ragged, but that's okay. But yeah, it's that's the idea of it, is to just make it as big and
as it can be. I think it'll be big. Something needs to be done.
Yeah.
And someone has to do it. And I can't think of anyone else.
Why not us?
Exactly. Skinny Slims. And like whatever you need, let us know. Yeah. We'll help you guys promote it, whatever it needs to do. And I also wanted to say thank you to the Skinny Slims. One time we hosted a futsal, like a tournament, a soccer tournament down here at Together Square a few years ago, and Skinny Slims was there. They showed up, had a little tent, had drinks, waters, Gatorades, not beers or anything like that, but they showed some support to our soccer tournament, and that does not go unnoticed. So whatever we can do to help you guys out, it has to be done. Someone's going to do it. So
do the clapping deal.
Thank you, Skinny Slims.
I got you covered, man.
Well, yeah. Anything we can do for the community is kind of the idea behind it.
Nice.
Soccer-wise, of course. I mean,
OKC
anyone
Soccer
just has to
Bash
ask me and see if we can do it.
Skinny Slims are not the same thing.
Yeah, the Soccer Bash and Skinny Slims
together. Like,
the Soccer Bash
we're all towards the same thing.
Is kind of different in the fact that that's hosted by Skinny Slims, but it's run by individuals. I help out with it as much as I can. I try to get people to donate items and auction items, and I obviously work the bar, and but
there are some
you have the most important job of them all.
There's been some sweet items donated.
Yeah,
last time
all of our distributors,
great partnership.
They definitely try hard to get us some really good stuff.
That's
to
a great
to donate and make it interesting. I mean, otherwise, if you don't have cool stuff to auction off.
I mean, that Tottenham shirt that went for how much money? That thing was hot.
Or the Tottenham lady, what were they? The lady sweats that I got.
Oh, you got lady sweats?
Yeah, I got. I
That's
in the
what
drawing.
happens at the Soccer Bash.
Yeah. I even put them on so you guys can see something like that.
There's good raffle items.
Yeah, you guys can see something like that. I wore them. I put them on,
served some beers,
paraded around a little bit in them, and then I said, you know what, enough is enough.
My legs need to breathe a little bit.
No, but I mean, this is a good point to transition into that as far as Mario is concerned. And the last Soccer Bash we did to benefit their soccer program, and me and Trent and Alan went to their game. We went to the game. Oh, dude, first match I ever went to, and I was heartbroken. Almost more than like if a Tottenham had lost.
Wasn't that like their district?
Yes.
That was to decide.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. I'm sold. I'm
to go to the playoffs.
I'm going to support those kids. Not just because we're trying to do a good thing, but their heart alone sold me on it. I watched the match. It's
and there's a lot of schools and programs that have that type of passion, but just don't have the support for it. Another school that did really well that I think is probably in that same boat was like a Harding Charter Prep, which is more like academically leaning. I went to Dove Science Academy, and we didn't have a soccer program until my 10th grade year. And even then, it was just kind of like rag and tack, volunteer coach, a bunch of kids who
throwing it together.
Just like that. But like,
that's what I want to avoid.
No, we need that though. Like,
no, I want to avoid just throwing it together and be like, here's our team. Like,
no, this was a World Cup semifinal. Losing at home in front of your fans. That's how bad it hurt. That was the first time I watched them.
It was fun.
It was awesome.
Those good guys.
What Mario and George are doing there is great.
Oh, man.
It's great. They didn't have a soccer program to begin with, and now they're kind of just kickstarting it back up, which seems hard to believe, right?
They're out at South Lakes,
Now they're both at South Lakes, getting more experience under the belt. So, I mean,
that's exactly like why I kind of started the fundraiser idea.
Right.
I want to promote things like what they're doing.
It was such a great idea. I
Locally.
remember when I had seen it, I was like, why hasn't anybody done this before?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said,
we're all
we're
just
such a
sitting
big
here.
soccer
give me
community.
an
It's so
excuse to get
spread out.
together, to watch some soccer, have some beers, and then add the good cause to it.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's easy. We can do it. We can do it often. So
Are you guys planning on doing this a little bit more often?
yes, it's very early in the stages right now, but like I keep saying, we have a good partner with Skinnies, and we have a host site, and we know
Hell,
what we're doing.
Take it to the next level and start a
We'll
nonprofit.
do
Bingo.
this as long as we don't break people. You know,
You included, right? Dave's old.
I walk my tabs. I don't care.
Not like a
You think
bartender
that's a
makes
joke? People
Yeah,
laugh
you
because it's
laugh like
real.
it's a joke.
Yeah, I know that's real.
No, but this is the hub
Where he
Yeah.
loses his
we
phone
can
in
watch
the garbage.
matches, any matches. Tyler is
Like-
very willing to open up for any big match.
You know, I act like a grumpy person because I am a grumpy person, but
run a
I mean,
soccer
I'll do
bar,
it.
so
I'm not,
that's-
I'm not really.
because I am.
I'm just grumpy by nature, you know.
Well, I commend you guys. That the OKC Soccer Bash is, when I had seen it, I understood, saw the vision, and I'm all for it. Like, you guys are onto something there, and
Thanks, dude,
I
thanks.
can get huge. I
yeah,
don't
there's
see
no
why
rules. Like we can do
anything.
whatever.
Honestly,
We
honestly,
can do whatever we want. So
Honestly.
What's the best part about this is it's so informal.
Yeah.
It's not like we sit around and go, God, we do plan, but it's everyone shows up, come as you are.
dude, like the food's
And-
donated. People are grilling out.
I
It's
don't
like,
need to sell people on this. You
Right.
don't need to sell. Everyone's
community
just going
coming
to do
together.
it. You show up and watch your matches, and then we do fun things, and we raise money for good causes, and
we have fun doing
there's
it.
no sales pitch to it.
No.
It's
what we already
organic
do.
as it gets.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. I hate to do this to you guys, but I must break the seal.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to.
I've been wanting to do that for a while.
So let's take a quick
Dude,
pause.
I did that long ago.
Break
There
the
he is.
seal.
There's this guy.
and come right back. All right, this guy's running. Looks like he's just killed a couple miles.
Is that
He's,
Bo?
Miles
you know,
or people? I don't know which one.
All right, I'm gonna pause this real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Brent doesn't watch women's sports.
Dude,
so.
I have to now. 'cause of
Back
my daughter.
from breaking the seal. We just heard Trent doesn't like to watch women's sports. Why is that, Trent? No, I've heard a lot of great things about the Euros for the women's. It's actually quality soccer.
Well,
going
I
on
watched
there,
the
man.
Netherlands and Sweden,
Was-
which was a beautiful.
You didn't watch it for the soccer.
No, right. It was a beautiful
The tight shorts.
Oh, it is France and Netherlands. Okay.
vision, I guess you could say.
We will watch France and
Well, Trent or Dave's a bachelor, so he can watch those sports.
You're a bachelor.
Deep down. No, but I think it's great, and I mean, the bash for the bash. I only see it getting bigger. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried.
Right? Look what you just started.
Yeah.
man.
Now our responsibilities.
A lot of
go-
people like it. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Was it something that kind of just got out of your hands?
It could.
It could. Not yet. It's getting there.
Not yet, but
No, seriously though.
dude, my wife, honestly, like Esther, my wife, she like cooked. We donated a lot of like all the food. We didn't take any money from it. We were just like, yeah, we're gonna cook food, and so she put a lot of work into it as well because she like supports it, and she's like, that's awesome. So
It
Well,
is.
the
she
last-
wants to help out as well.
the last game of this, we did it.
And
The
food's a
last
big-
one we had
food's a big
was
part too, because
the last one we had was the last game of the season. Of
Yeah,
the
the end of the
EPL,
year party
and
for the EPL.
we set up right over here, and it was packed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy's breaking fire codes over here, guaranteed. But it's just amazing that you would think, well, maybe there's a guy here and there that will give a couple bucks or $5. No, everyone's just like locked in.
Yeah, they shelled out.
They shelled
They're
out
down for
to
the
the
cause.
fingers.
Yep.
They're
It was
down.
awesome. It was a great turnout.
And I knew that because soccer community is like that.
It's here, and
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes people underplay it, but it's a small community, but it's tight knit.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of soccer going on here in the
Everybody
city
knows
too.
each other.
They do.
somehow.
Especially if you worked at ISA and work at a bar, you know
Yeah,
every
oh, yeah.
person down here, don't you?
You figure it out. But
He's like, maybe.
Maybe.
It's like, I don't go back there. My back hurts.
So if somebody wants to help you guys out, where can we find you guys? Like where's the hub
so, I mean, I guess we're just on Twitter and Facebook.
for now?
Yeah, for now. We just it's kind of been word of mouth and through Skinny Slims.
Well, this I think being the third one, I think we're probably going to find a way to get more exposure ahead of time
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not till October 1st.
Well, because we've seen how
Right.
well it's done. And
Right.
like I said, none of us make money off it, but we're like, holy cow, this could actually like
turn into something. Honestly,
do really well for a cause.
I don't see why it could not be like a
I think
non-profit that
this podcast will help.
It should.
That's your answer.
we'll do more.
Yeah.
We'll do more because I mean,
Seriously.
it honestly is just kind of like what the podcast is for más football, for more soccer. Because
You either know about it or you don't,
honestly,
right? And that's what we're doing.
yeah, just
That's
kind of
great.
bringing more exposure to it because. What's $5 to every person that walks into the bar
Right.
to donate, and it's going
Right.
to a good cause. Like it went to Powell, and now it's going to
Right.
Douglas, and it's just there's no reason not to.
And we promote it the whole time as like growing the game, and it's for kids. Like we're mostly, I mean, for both reasons. But yeah, it's
We
definitely
are
to
at a
support
bar.
the kids.
We are like
Yeah.
but like it's still about the community
Mhm.
and growing the game. However you want to see that, and we want. I know I want my kids playing. I'm sure you do. Like,
Right.
dude, I
It's
just want,
more
I,
of a tradition now.
I want everybody
than it's
involved
ever
in the
been.
game and see how it grows because,
And
dude,
I think Christie's Toy Box is part of the next one, right?
Really,
that's your indoor team on your over.
like if you
50s
guys can
night.
get them to donate some stuff to auction off, that'd be great too, right?
We would never see Dave. He'd just be out there just testing.
Testing.
Just what I heard, man. Just what I
But
heard.
no, it's. I've always thought the soccer community is tight knit, but it's also like widespread.
It
Here,
is.
like we're all over the place here. Like more, Chickasha, like Enid, like big community, and I don't know, trying to figure out a way that we can all come together here.
And soccer communicates
see.
across languages and
sure. It's a
international
world sport.
lines. I
It's
mean,
a
I've
world
been to
sport.
Mexico and I don't speak Spanish, but we show up to a field and
Rock
everybody's
a
playing
jersey,
soccer.
and they're like, "Oh,
And
that guy's cool."
everybody starts playing, and we all just have a great time. I mean,
Dude, I have family members. I don't speak Spanish very well, but like we communicate. I'm now a Pumas fan
Really?
because of my
Because of Danny
cuñado.
Alves?
copycat.
Or
And he came, and I was like, "Holy crap!" So I showed my daughter. I was like, "Dude, this guy's coming."
she's like, who is this
I
bald
know.
guy? Like, I don't know.
Right? He looks old. I'm like, "Yeah, he is now," but Danny Alves was like, I don't know, 15 years ago.
So let me ask you guys this, just to start like a bullet round before we close this off. Favorite player? Go.
Ever?
Yes.
Wayne Rooney.
Rooney. Okay. Favorite player?
Still trying to get over that one. That's a tough
the
one,
DC
man.
United
Give me 15 seconds because I love every player on my team. I'm not into the whole favorite player deal, but it's a fair question.
What a lame answer.
What a
Good
old
Lord.
answer. Like,
Good God.
Sound like
I
a guy
I
with
had
really
to
is.
prepare for this.
sound like a guy with a bunch of girlfriends.
I
I can't
didn't
pick
write it
one.
down.
Well,
They're all
so-
special to me.
Never
It's
wrote
not
it
going
down
to be a
on
club
paper.
player. It's Maradona. He's the best player that ever
Yeah?
lived. So
It's a legend there.
best player that ever died too. So
He was great on and off the pitch.
excellent point.
I'd have to say Ronaldo 9.
R9.
Yeah.
The guy that did it for me was R10.
Okay.
Ronaldinho
All right.
was the guy that.
Yeah, I
sparked
love
it for me.
Ronaldinho.
I'm gonna throw it
Yeah.
back.
Love
to,
him.
I'm gonna throw it back to you guys. What's the first jersey you ever had?
The first
And this
jersey
ties
that I
into
ever
my-
had, man, it probably was a Chivas jersey, the white and red stripes. What about?
Was it Chicharito's grandfather?
No, I forgot who it was. But my dad is a Chivas guy, so,
Oh, yeah. All right.
so that's what it was for me.
First jersey.
Probably Wayne Rooney.
Probably Wayne's.
Yeah.
That one
I think from like 2015 when they won the FA Cup. I think I bought that jersey.
I think it was a German national team jersey or
Mm.
something like that. But you know what? My next jersey will be from you all.
Hmm.
How about that?
I need to make one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What Skinny Slims needs to have a jersey.
Dude, is that one still up here?
What is the Skinny Slims colors? Green or
Brown and green and yellow.
brown, green, and yellow?
It's a pretty ugly combo.
What a combo! Yeah, that's
Combination.
earth tones is what we call
Hey,
it.
that jersey would stick out though. You know,
It
people
would.
would know that jersey. Like, oh,
Would.
that's Skinny Slims right there.
No, the OG skinny scarf is pretty cool. I mean, that's kind of the
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is
So
awesome.
there's
That's
one
it.
in Springfield, Missouri as well.
that's the OG. Is
then
in
we have-
Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, and then there's a we. I
Yeah,
say we. I
Norman
don't work
opening
at
The
Skinny
Norman
Slims.
one is beautiful.
2 weeks.
You know what I want to see is I want to see Skinny Slims here make a soccer team to compete against the Edmond one. Out of all the people that you get to come in here and drink, you'll be like, hey,
Fair, I promise you.
We've tried that kind of.
Dude, Edmund would win hands down.
you think so?
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. If I was on the team,
If I was on the team.
You go play for Edmond, I'll play for downtown.
that's fine. We
I'll
will
run
stomp
circles
your
around
ass,
you.
dude. You won't even show up. You won't even show up.
We're just trying to make good times.
Oh
good
my
times.
gosh. I'd watch that.
Greatest highlight that you guys ever seen. If you guys had to pick a play that just was buried into your head, which one would it be?
Donovan Algeria goal.
Oh,
Donovan Algeria
tough to
goal.
top. Tough
2010.
to top.
That's tough to top, dude.
That whole tournament was nuts for the U.S. because we got screwed against Slovenia like the match
Yep.
before.
Yep. Edu scored a goal that was.
Marisa Edu scored
no
a
one
beautiful
can
set
explain
piece
why
goal.
it was
Yeah.
called
And
back.
they called like 9 fouls on 4 of our players, and all of our guys were getting tackled in the box. Was that not the tournament that?
To South Africa.
Yeah.
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 Saw that.
He buried it in top net.
Yeah, and we're just like, all right, cool, dude. That's a foul on us because we scored a goal.
That's a good
And
one.
Donovan was clutch, man. If there's one thing we feared,
When
it's-
Donovan roofed it straight after halftime, I was
Buried.
like,
You
oh,
thought maybe he
shit.
was going to pass it.
I know.
And
And
it's
out
like,
of nowhere. just
I've never
smashed it.
seen that close range shot
I was
like
like,
that.
oh,
The
shit,
keeper
that was
was
like-
shitting his pants.
honestly, he aimed
was
for his
amazing.
head.
Yeah, he's
Shot
like, I'm
it.
going to kick it right
Keeper's
at your
like,
face.
I'm not going to get in front of this.
That was
because-
blonde hair Landon, son, Jose Donovan. Right?
Thank God that defender whiffed the pass.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
fine with me, dude.
Yeah. No,
What about-
I agree.
What about you guys?
Oh, man.
Or do you just
He's
go with that
old,
one?
so he's probably seen
No,
some goals.
no.
Oh, he has goals.
No, it's recent.
galore in
it's
his memory.
Lucas Mora.
Oh my
His
God. The one that
goal
took him
in
to
the,
the final?
Semifinal?
in the semifinal against Ajax.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was up here at Skinny Slims and we were down aggregate 3-0, because there's Champions League, so it's home and away.
He probably left.
And
I played home and he was crying.
At halftime, we were down 3-0 aggregate, and it's like we're all having a beer, and it was like, "What are we going to do next year? Who are we going to buy?"
sell Harry
and then
Kane.
the next thing you know, it's 3-2, and it's the last kick of the match.
Let's
and
sign Steven Bergwijn. That'll help.
Anyway, for those that saw the goal,
Fire Pochettino.
there's my answer right there.
Get Neymar and Mbappe instead.
Neymar's coming to Spurs.
I'm sure I've earned all this kind of banter.
Sorry to cut you.
But no, that was
No, you're
it.
good.
That
That's the
goal was
shit we
I mean,
hear
that
up
was the
here
last
with
kick of the
Targa.
match, and then we went to the Champions League final. And
That was a great. That was a great final.
It's okay, buddy.
It's all right.
Literally, name the
Sorry.
worst Champions League final. Liverpool Tottenham.
Mine that always sticks out in my head, and it's such a homer pick, but Paul Scholes' strike against Barcelona in the semifinal to make it to the final against Chelsea. Because that strike, I mean, I was just sitting at home watching it, just like, I can't believe he just did that with kind of like a outside of the foot kick. It just winded around, went right in the top corner.
He does that though.
Yeah,
He does that. That's just kind of. I had heard saying that Cristiano Ronaldo used to do all these tricks and whatnot. And Scholes pulled him to the side and said, "See that tree 50 yards out?" Just pinged it, hit the tree, and told Ronaldo to do it. And he was just like, "Nah, can't do it."
I thought yours was going to be the Rooney bicycle against City.
No, that
That
was amazing.
one is amazing,
That was amazing
too.
too. But that strike by Scholes in the semifinal, I mean, it was within like the first like 20, 30 minutes of the game, and just like drilled it top corner. I mean, I was just like, and Scholes had that in his locker, but it's just still amazing
It
to
is
watch.
amazing to watch. I have 2 or 3.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I can't really pick one.
All Messi.
If you said Gio dos Santos in the U.S.,
Gio dos Santos is the one,
that
but I'm not
table's
going to
gonna
talk about that one.
flip
So that's
over.
one of 3. But prime, man. When I
Ronaldinho?
saw
prime time, Deion
no.
Sanders.
When I saw Cristiano Ronaldo tie the match against Spain in
Oh,
that previous
God.
World Cup,
Oh yeah, that was.
when I tell you, like,
Tough.
we kind of expected that to happen.
was that a free? Was that the free?
It was
kick?
a free kick.
That free kick, yeah.
And it's just like, what's he going to do? You know, they talk about moments that make players great.
I was standing right here watching that on that screen.
That was it. It was the end of the match.
It
Right?
was the end of the match, just right before, just to close it out, to get
Yeah.
a tie. That's like one of those moments where I loved watching the videos of people watch the reactions to it. People in New York watching the jumbotrons, just stopping literally what they're doing to watch this guy.
What
take
an
a kick.
amazing match. 3-3.
3-3,
To open
yeah.
the cup.
What about Ronaldo's match though? To have a hat trick.
No, and Diego Costa had 3 goals.
De Gea,
Was
De
that Costa that had?
Costa
he
had 2 goals.
I think
De
he had
Gea,
2.
De Gea helped
But
him a
that's
little
amazing.
bit on that.
Just the wee.
De Gea had a bad game.
Just
The
the
point,
wee
the
bit.
point
helped
is
him.
that match
We
was
know.
brilliant.
It was.
No, actually, I hate to say this. The third goal by the Spain was one of the goals of the tournament.
Was it the volley?
Yeah.
I think it was. What's his name?
It was another outside of
the
the
Real
foot
Madrid
deal.
defender that just caught it off
Was it
the
outside
Amazing.
back, right?
Yes.
That game had everything.
Just ripped
It
it.
had
And
everything.
it started the World Cup.
Was it Nacho?
Nacho. It was Nacho. I was trying to think of who it was, but yeah, it was.
Anyway,
Nacho.
sorry. But
Sliced
no.
it.
you got all of it started. 'cause
See,
that
see,
was brilliant.
that clip got you guys. See, I got a good clip. What was the other one that I liked? It probably is Iniesta's goal to win the World Cup too.
That was a
Took
nice
his
one.
shirt off.
Yeah.
And I forget what was on his shirt.
That was a
but-
tense
Well, the way,
ass
just the
0-0,
way
dude.
that Navas going down the line, give it to Iniesta, his heel flick. Fernando Torres causes it. It flicks off to somebody defender. It was Cesc Fabregas finds the slot, and this guy.
Hey, Chelsea legend.
Fabregas.
Somehow
The
I
passing-
knew that was
Chelsea
gonna
legend.
The
be-
passing of that team was just insane.
Insane.
Chelsea legend.
Insane.
But they weren't that great either.
They won 3 tournaments in a row, though.
Yeah.
They weren't that great.
Well, in that
Not
new
beat
tournament,
style
the
of
U.S.
football.
and the Confederation.
That
Cup.
tur-
Tiki-taka was a new style of
their
football.
style of football was great, but they weren't scoring many goals. It's kind of like
Oh, sure.
Portugal whenever they won the Euro.
But they were possession based. They
Oh,
weren't
yeah,
like
that was
necessarily like let's push and
It's
score a
sloppy
bunch.
Yes,
Portugal
yes,
team.
yes.
It was a sloppy Portugal.
It was a
The
sloppy Portugal
underrated
team,
guy
but
was David Villa. He was the guy that was. He was the guy.
He was the guy.
Villa was the guy for Portugal.
Sorry, guys.
I mean, they're bordering countries, but he was from.
We're like 4, 5, 6 beers in at the beginning of the podcast, but
Okay, so he had another goal too.
I think that was 3. I just named 3.
Okay.
It was the Giovanni Dos Santos.
No, we said
No,
we were talking about
he
that.
mentioned
No,
that, but I don't know. I don't know that goal.
You don't know that goal?
No.
Man.
I don't think I want to know that goal, but go ahead.
Dude,
You want to
it's-
talk about someone making Tim Howard dance like he had ants in
Hey,
his
were you
pants?
talking about the same Dos Santos that went to Tottenham and scored 2 goals? And
That guy. The same
Okay.
one that played
That's
alongside
why I don't
Ronaldinho.
wanna know
And,
Dude, that one hurt. Dos Santos.
Man.
No, I seriously don't know about that goal.
nah, you
You don't
have to
want
watch
to.
it. You have to watch it. That one,
We're up 2-0. Was that half?
it was
Right?
something like
Up to
that.
the
Yeah.
half. We lost
Friendly at
4-2
least?
at
Was it a
Rose
friendly,
Bowl.
I hope?
And
No, it was
no,
the
it
Gold
was
Cup
the
final.
Gold Cup final.
We lost.
And he basically
Oh,
just
the one out in
he
California.
drove around
dances
the
around
entire
everything and
box.
then just chips the ball high enough to where the defender that was at the post jumps and can't even catch
We
it.
got like
Just-
Trundle on back post, like trying to head something out of there.
it was magical.
Hey, 2 goals that still stick out in my head is Messi embarrassing United in the final, either final of the UCL, and then
header over Ferdinand.
oh,
Come
that
on,
header's
dude.
ridiculous,
Header-
absolutely ridiculous.
He's known for his aerial game.
Yeah, for sure. And then Messi's goal against Bayern Munich, just embarrassing Boateng.
Boateng.
I mean, I thought
Sat down.
Boateng like died. Like I was like, did he just die right there? Like he just like fell over.
He reset for a second.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
could you make a grown man fall
The
like that?
controller
At a professional-
disconnected.
Yeah, yeah. He barely just. A lot
Or
of people.
Messi's goal against
This,
The
is
one
it
that he had in
Atletico Bilbao
Yeah,
or
the
is it
Spanish
Atletico Madrid, where he
Isn't that
dribbles through
Spanish
like
Cup final?
he
Yeah.
dribbles through like everybody,
What about the
and
one?
then chips it.
What about the one that he had in the World Cup against some African team? I forgot what it was,
Nigeria.
but he had a ball chipped to him.
off the knee.
Stops it with the knee,
Yeah.
bounces right in front of him, and
Yeah.
then still
I
has
showed
the
him
class
that.
to finish it.
Yeah,
Somehow he pulled that off after I showed it to him, but
Like, Messi or Ronaldo?
both.
No, like who is the best?
Oh, Messi.
Think so?
Yeah.
I want to ask one last thing.
He'll say some white guy.
What is the most heartbreaking
Michael Bradley.
moment
Michael
you've
Bradley.
had?
The heartbreaking
football.
moment in soccer.
those UCL finals against Barcelona.
This year
probably.
was pretty tough for Mexico national team, man. It was pretty
The
heartbreaking.
whole year?
Yeah, dude, we lost
I
4 or
agree.
5 times the USA,
agree, yeah,
a couple
I'm agreeing
finals.
with
You
you,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
He poured on, yeah. It was horrible for you guys. You guys
That's
suck.
pretty bad. That's a lot worse than Barcelona having a terrible season.
Yeah, that was. They were what, like 10th at some point?
I mean, yours
pretty low
has
for
got to
me.
be the United final, I would think. Something like
John
that.
Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, seriously.
I skipped.
And then we know
class.
which one
He
yours is.
walked up. He walked up.
Yeah, he should
And
have
blew
sung.
it.
If I remembered that, it would be my
That-
worst
if,
moment.
if you remember it, that
See
would
that window right there? I was passed out behind it, enduring.
So everyone come to Skinny
So,
Slims.
I don't even
Family
remember
members.
it. So that can't be the
Go to
memory.
the World Cup watch parties. Bring your kids.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's probably John
about
Terry.
yours?
John Terry, yeah.
As
What?
a Man U fan, your worst moment.
Every day.
probably losing the UCL finals to Barcelona the way we did.
Just getting your ass kicked. Yeah, I agree.
What was that, 3-1 or something like that?
One of them was 2-0.
Was that
It's a
Henrik
mismatch is
Larsson?
what it
Was he
was.
on the Barcelona teams?
Who?
Larson, Henrik Larsson.
No, dude,
Baldwin?
Messi was on.
No, that was that's when they beat Arsenal. Fuck yeah. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, he said.
What about you? No era penal?
Yeah, honestly,
Pretty rough run.
that's the worst, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, but for that game, once they tied it up, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same.
And we have the worst luck because if it wasn't that one, it was probably when they lost to Argentina, and Maxi Rodriguez had that
Maxi.
volley.
Oh my god, that shot was
Maxi.
sick.
It was
the worst hairline
dumb,
Maxi.
dude.
That
Yeah.
guy's shot was amazing.
And then both of those games went the same way. Mexico went up,
Yeah,
and then
early,
just
right?
lost.
Yeah.
And then but that's just the way it is.
You keep drawing them. You're playing them
It's
in the group
either
stage again.
Argentina or Germany. It's one of those guys. But that's just the.
Now
beauty
you know
of
why
soccer.
you lose in the round of 16. You keep getting Argentina or Brazil in the round of 16.
a
Or the
beauty of it,
USA.
baby.
Yeah.
USA was in 02, which that's understandable.
Who do you guys think will win a World Cup first? USA or Mexico?
No.
Between the two
No.
of us. We're trending that way, baby.
I honestly, I'm very surprised that Mexico has not at least made the semifinals.
I know.
Yeah.
I
also
think
have
Mexico
respect
has
for
a
them,
problem
but-
when they play these giant teams from Europe, or I don't know what it is.
Or
But they
South
don't
America.
they don't ever have a decent
Don't they
draw
struggle to
in
get
the
out
second round.
domestically from those teams?
What do you mean from Mexico?
Yeah.
So the problem is like Mexico, the MX is a good market, right?
I watch.
And they pay their players pretty well, but what comes with that is like if you're a young lad coming up and you get that big for you to leave once you become an established name, they're gonna hike your price up. You're gonna pay 9-10 mil for someone
Sure.
coming out of the MX. And as a team that's coming from Europe, like, are you gonna pay 10 mil for a player coming out of the MX, or are you gonna get 4 Brazilians for that price?
Let me ask you this: so Germany is historically there's going to be players from Bayern on the team, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Does Mexico have that?
No.
So it's pretty
And
well.
It's well diverse. Now the problem is that we have a lot of people in Europe that are like the seniors.
That's,
you know
a
what I'm
good, that's a
saying?
good problem to have, by the way.
It is a good problem to have, but when those people in Europe aren't getting minutes, and just because
Agreed.
now they're
We
getting
have the
playing
same.
time on the national team,
It seems
because
like if they're in Europe, they get national time.
honestly, but you're not getting any playing time, so it's like
At your club.
here's my issue: like we have a scoring issue right now, and we don't want to sign up Chicharito to
Can't
go
bring
up.
him back.
We can, but there's
What's the
like
issue with
problems
that?
with
Like,
that. There's like I
is
think
that- is
behind
that
the scenes
yeah, it's
issues.
got-
Why
is he
isn't
still
Jimenez up
relevant?
front?
Why
He
is he still
is.
relevant?
Where's he at?
He's in LA.
I'm not saying he's not relevant.
Dude,
like,
they're two
how?
best. They're two
But
best
it's
goal
like-
Yeah,
scorers.
but why not Jimenez up top?
Mexico's
Because
two best goal scorers.
ever
play in
since he
Los
had his head
Angeles.
injury, he hasn't been
They're two
as
best goal
clinical.
scorers.
But he's been
play
playing
in
with
Los
Wolves. I
Angeles.
mean, still
He
playing.
has, but he hasn't been scoring goals.
He hasn't done
And then you
that.
got the leading goal scorer for the national team and Chicharito, and you don't want to sign him up. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think Jimenez is though. I think Wolves are not an offensive team now.
No, he needs bounce.
The
from there.
the
He needs to
Portuguese
bounce from
coach they
there.
have now.
They're
is-
going down.
Anyway, that's a whole.
Ever since they played this whack-ass Chelsea team, Jimenez hasn't been the same. Was that against?
It was something.
Or
The
was
head
it
injury?
Arsenal?
The head injury?
Yeah, was that against Arsenal?
I
and,
thought it was Chelsea for
Luis?
some reason. I don't know. That sticks out in my head.
Yeah. Well, regardless,
It seems like a David Luiz thing.
we're struggling.
I think you're.
David.
It was somebody like that though. But no,
My name-
dude.
my name's David.
Mexico, like,
Your name's Donovan?
David.
David.
Luiz.
David.
why don't they
David
recall
Raider.
like Vela and
David.
Chicharito?
Because Vela.
Nobody's scoring.
So the thing with Vela is that he doesn't want to play with the national team anymore.
What's the point of that? He's just like
He's just retired.
LA.
I think he had come out and said that, you know what, it's time for us to give the youngsters some
I
time.
tell you what,
Nobody
guys.
scored for you.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy has been amazing. though.
Chicharito
Seriously.
should be a
So you guys aren't
Man.
playing Villa? You guys aren't playing Jimenez?
Vela.
Or Chicharito?
Jimenez will get called up. Chicharito and Vela won't.
Jimenez is a regular. They tried what's his name? Funes
Funes Mori, which
Yeah.
I don't like signing
He was a
players from
dual
other
national.
countries.
He's a doing that.
He
yeah.
does, but he's from Argentina.
Yeah.
And he played with Argentina. And for them to be like, yeah, let's give this guy a chance.
like
when there's so
Mexico is
many
his
other
section.
players, like,
Yeah.
that's you can't be doing that.
I feel like the midfield and the defense is pretty solid, but yeah, the
We just lack
forwards.
creativity up top.
Tra-
yeah, the
transition.
forwards. Yeah.
Well, you got.
Yeah.
Are you guys still trotting out Guardado?
A little bit. He's the vet.
Hey, right.
He's the vet that just doesn't
Marquez,
have the legs.
Marquez still playing, or is that
Marquez is out
finally
there.
over?
He's out
Is
there
that
coaching
experiment
the,
over yet? Please.
He's coaching the B team in Barcelona now.
You
So,
guys have got some dual nationals
Blanco,
from LA
is he still
area.
playing?
Julian Araujo, that right back, plays
Mhm.
at LA Galaxy.
Mhm.
I wanted
great.
him.
Now,
wanted
I
him.
saw a clip the other day. Surely this was 2 years old, but I don't think it is. Of
Mhm.
Any good Mexican news?
Ochoa and Jack Grealish getting into
Oh, that
a
was
fight.
that was the
couple
other day.
weeks
No, that
ago.
was like the
How
other
is
day.
Ochoa-
That was the other
How
day.
old is Ochoa?
Man,
he's played there forever.
Probably in his early 30s.
No, he came back.
And
I
the thing
wish
is,
he
he
would
started
go
young.
away. He is amazing.
He was
and
in
I
Europe. He was
Yeah,
I'm
did he
just like-
start at 14?
See, here's the thing about this guy is like he's amazing on the biggest stages. So
No kidding.
You
Oh,
cannot
against Brazil in the 2014 World
you
Cup.
can't take away the World Cup
Amazing.
games from him. But
Yeah.
in his
When you
club
put it at him,
level,
it's
he's
easy to
lacking.
say.
He's getting goals scored on him, and there's other goalies who I would say are in their moment now more so than Ochoa.
Talavera.
But what are you gonna do? Like you can't take
He has more national pride,
honestly.
so he just steps up. Yeah, it's crazy.
it is
He
crazy.
is a legend, though. So.
Yeah, he always seems
Can't
to
take
play
that
well for
away.
the Mexico team.
When it comes to those big stages, he comes up, man.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yo, so this is an hour and 38 minutes, guys.
Right on.
This went by so fast.
We're awake. That's good.
We made it without getting too hammered on these cervezas.
These MLs.
So what's next then? We have the October
Yeah.
October thing for
Yeah.
OKC Bash.
So OKC Soccer Bash, we're gonna shoot towards a October fundraiser.
Going towards
That'll be-
mental health.
Absolutely,
Which I
That's,
love.
Something near and dear to one of our founders.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good thing. I think the fact that we're talking about it now, and the fact that we're looking back that we've done 2 so far,
Yeah.
and that the third one it can only be bigger, and the fact that we're getting the message out to even more people will break fire codes.
Mhm.
I mean, that's
That's the goal.
which may not bode well for Tyler, but I
But if
again,
Tyler rents the parking lot,
right,
it's game over.
awareness
I
and
mean, World Cup's happening back then.
like I said, it's all organic. I mean, grow 5 people here, grow 5 people there that show up and have a great time with us, and also understand that we're more than just sitting here watching a TV and a game.
I'm getting hammered. No, it's for a good cause.
That's the most
It's
important
actually an
thing.
event.
But
we're
Yeah,
doing
the good
something.
cause.
We're doing
Mhm,
something while
mhm.
we're here. Doing
So-
something.
Yeah, for sure.
But no,
we're on the right track.
the World
for sure.
Cup's in November, so I mean,
It's going to be a good.
our next event will be right
String of
before
months.
that, and then Skinny Slims will be putting out plenty of info, I'm sure, on the World Cup.
And then on
American
top-
Outlaws, OKC, they'll be putting out plenty of information. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled for. There's
For that.
gonna be a lot going on.
What social media are we on again?
Twitter.
Twitter and,
And
Facebook right now.
Facebook?
Just
Okay.
at OKC Soccer Bash. Yeah. So
That's it right there. And shout out to Skinny Slims as
Yes.
well. The pub to be at for soccer matches.
shout out to the Moss Football Podcast as well.
Shout out to the football,
Oh,
Mass Football
without a doubt.
Podcast.
We're
That's
probably
right.
not your average guests here, but
It's all right. We're expanding our horizons. I was just
yeah,
telling
we're
somebody
trying everything. Right?
this is going to be episode 42, but I feel like I told somebody I was like, I feel like it's just getting started.
getting started. Baby.
Getting started. Shout out to the Football
That's
Factory. Shout out to OKC Pal too, because that's
Absolutely.
originally why we started this, to bring more awareness to that
Right, we all
futsal.
got started talking about OKC
Futsal.
Town and
If you guys,
futsal.
they're looking for volunteer coaches. If you guys want to coach, if you guys think you guys have it in you, I mean, give back to them
Great
that way.
program.
And then on top of that, they have the outdoor season that they do
Yeah,
as
they
well
have
for
more
the
than
middle
just
schoolers.
futsal, right? Yeah.
OKC
Basketball, all
Pal.
that stuff.
That's great. I actually coached for a Heronville, at for OKC Pal, and
Yep.
we won the All City. We went undefeated and won All City, and
yeah.
Nice.
for those kids, man, that was the world to them. Now they're almost
Right.
gonna graduate high school, and they're still like, "Yo, hey, coach." So
And let's face it, the goal here is to get a player from our community in the 26th World Cup.
we might have one, man. You
Right.
see Daryl,
Well, yeah.
Daryl DK.
So, yeah.
that
That'd be
was
great.
this close to having him on the podcast.
That'd been
Oh,
tight,
really?
dude.
This close.
What happened?
So-
I hit him up. I didn't get a response.
Right, he didn't hit me up. So the coach, some guy hit me up. Faley was a guy who coached him at OEFC.
Okay.
He hit me up and he said, "Hey man, Daryl's coming into town. Well, would you guys like to have him on the podcast?" And I was like, "You know what? I think I can make time for that guy." No, I was like, "Of course, hell yeah, let's get him
Move
on."
everything.
He said, "Let me see what I can do."
That'd be-
Right?
Yeah. no
That
kidding.
you said it right. And then he said he hit me up the next day and he said that he actually has to get approval from the U.S. men's national team in West Brom to be able to do something like that.
Really?
A lot of red tape, huh?
I'm like, dude,
Is it
I'm
like
just,
a contract
just
thing?
to talk to the guy.
it's just me.
Yeah.
Like this
That's
is
crazy.
just a little podcast that 40 people listen to. a
Well,
week.
we don't want people like that, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, his hands are tied. Why would we be the ones to mess that up for him? You know what I'm saying? So hopefully next time he swings back around, we have all those details ironed out. But that was something that just came out of.
Hopefully, we're watching him in November.
No kidding.
Honestly,
That'd be great.
I think he needs to have his time because that
Dude,
guy,
it's wide open at the top.
strikers
of the US
like
right
that,
now.
he's like a mini Altador out there.
Yep.
Up
As
top.
long as if you're informed, dude, we'll take you to tournament.
I
Yeah.
hope,
He's
but
a
I don't.
mini Altador that actually scores
Actually
goals.
cares and stays healthy.
Honestly, I hope he gets called up. But man, it's looking pretty tough for him to get called up to this
We'll
U.S.
see,
men's
though, man.
national
It's,
squad.
it's a big, what, 4 months?
4 months.
4 months. It's a big 4 months
And
for a lot of people.
now Zach Steffen went to Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough,
Is
yeah.
going to get minutes, so the keeper position is
I mean,
wide open.
we-
How what do you got? Like 4 or 5 keepers that are
Well, we've had a lot of guys
Or
transfer
va-
back to MLS just
Right.
so they can get some games in, like a loan
who's
deal.
going to be who's going to be
Like,
the guy, right?
yeah,
Who
let's-
is going to be that?
let's-
Are we Leeds fans now?
dude.
No,
okay,
this
so
guy's hard no, hard
we,
no.
we have a few here.
I wanted
though,
them
but
to go down. I'm not gonna lie. I could care less.
But we got a
No,
lot
they
of
got-
About
Americans
Jesse
on that
March, I
Leeds
could
team.
care
Yeah, they
less.
gotta
I wanted
stay
them
up.
to go down.
They need to stay up.
I'm fans of the guys that are on the Leeds team that
I'm fans
get
of
minutes
Americans.
and do things.
I hope they
I mean,
develop
if
and do
Tottenham
better.
beats them 5-4 and Tyler Adams scores 3
Right,
goals,
yeah.
I'm down.
That'd be a great day.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. But
And
if they could do,
scores 9, yeah, that'd be a great day.
yeah, but if they could just do like enough to look good as Americans, but still do bad enough with Leeds to where Leeds goes down, that'd be great. So I'd be down with that.
I'd be satisfied with just that. Well, I mean, what do you guys think? I think we killed it.
Oh,
Dude, yeah, I don't know
This
what
has
this
been
was,
amazing.
but yeah, hopefully it wasn't that boring. For
Well, if you guys
everybody,
ever need an excuse to get back on,
but I was about to say it's kind of what we do.
I'm
often,
down to come and have
so-
some beers with you guys and
Yeah.
set up the equipment. So.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Well, guys, if you have been listening to this podcast up to this point, you guys are probably drinking beers with us too.
Yeah,
Because
shoot the shit Saturday, dude.
shoot the shit Saturday. I appreciate you guys
SSS.
for listening. Follow the OKC Bash, support OKC Pal, support Energy, and support any soccer that you guys have going on.
Local soccer, baby.
You left out Tottenham. That's okay.
I was saving the best for last. I was saving the best for last.
I'm sorry.
Support Tottenham, support Man U, and support
Support the Moss
Barcelona.
Football Podcast.
Moss
Time out. Plug
Football.
yourself, bro.
Support the Moss Football
There we
Podcast, Football Factory,
Skinnies.
Skinnies. I can't say enough. Thank you
We're
to
all
everybody.
one.
We are all one. You guys have any last words?
I like that. We are all one.
We're all one,
I think
baby.
that's a great.
That's good.
OKC 405. Come watch a match
Oh,
with
cheers
us.
to that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Even
Stay
though I'm
tuned.
empty.
We are all one, guys. This
Thanks
is the
for
end of
Virgo.
the Moss Football Podcast.